Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Brandon Curling Club. Excuse me, we're bringing the broadcast today of the Canola Junior Championship. We have our broadcast today. We'll have the men's championship between Daniel Birchard and the Dunstone team out of Winnipeg. I will also be giving you feedback from the ladies, which will also have the ladies Birchard team against the Cats team. With me is Daryl Andrews, and Daryl, if we could introduce the teams for our fans.
Okay, Dave, we've got two really hot teams and really great curlers. They had a great week of curling. Actually, these two teams played in the same red brick division. And Daniel Birchard, I'll introduce their team first. They finished 7-0. The skip is Daniel Birchard. Third is Kelly Fordyce. The second is Brody Moore, and the lead is Andrew Peck. And they are coached by
Ray
Fillion. They'll be playing Matt Dunstone, and Dunstone's only loss in the round robin was to Birchard, and it was a very close game. On Dunstone's team, of course, Matt Dunstone is the skip. Colton Lott is at third. Daniel Grant is at second, and Brendan McCouche is at lead, and they are coached by Scott Grant.
Thanks, Daryl. The ladies game that you'll be on the two sheets over from us also has a Birchard team. The defending actual provincial champion is Shannon Birchard, Nicole Sigvoldson, Shayna Andres, and Mariah Mondor. And they'll be taking on another team from St. Vital, Selena Katz, Brianne Mueller, Kristen McCouche, and Catherine Dirksen. If you're just catching in our broadcast and want to come down to the Curling Club, there's lots of seating still left here. Nice crowd, though, on a Monday afternoon for this provincial final, but the games are just going to be getting underway here momentarily, and still lots of room if you want to come down to the Curling Club. Curling Club looks really good, Daryl, and a tribute to the volunteers that have been working all week.
Yeah, it's been really good curling, and I think in part to the work of Dale Beaver and his ice crew. We've heard nothing but accolades about the ice all week, how keen it's been. Is very consistent all the way across the sheets, and I think that when you put that together with some really good young curlers, you're going to get some great curling, which we've seen.
The committee that put on the event this week, the host committee, were chaired by co-chairs Jocelyn Beaver and Sharon Shannon, and they've had a good crew, lots of volunteers in and out throughout the week, and lots of good crowds watching the games this week here at the Brandon Curling Club. So we're just about ready to get underway. The men have just shaken hands, and they're getting ready to start on the ice.
Yeah, the fans may see if they get a glimpse from the camera of the score clocks. They'll see that they start at 40 minutes, and it's the way they're timed now is what they call their thinking time. So once the other team's rock has cleared the house or come to rest, then the opposing team who's going to play the next shot, their thinking time starts. And until they come down and release their stone, they are on the clock. So the idea is that the longer you're going to take to figure out a shot, the more it's going to cost you on your clock. So
yeah,
that's how they're timed.
It doesn't penalize the team that wants to play draws as opposed to the team that wants to play hits. So it's more the average fan would call the wasted time, where they stand there and decide what they should be doing. So yeah, we're ready. Should be a real good game here. These are two good young teams. I understand that the teams have been together for quite a long time, which is interesting to see. And it looks like Dunstone will be throwing lead rocks here. So Birchard has last rock here in the first end. Okay, just down to our broadcast trailer. One of our commentators, Daryl Andrews, has no sound in his headset at all, so if somebody could come up and take a look at that. So this is the lead for the Dunstone team, Brendan McCouche, and he's going to throw rock to the... Looks like they're going to go right into the rings here, Daryl. He's thrown it right into the 8-foot, and Birchard looks like they are going to not bother with messing it up here in the first end. Get rid of some nerves here. And play a quiet hit.
Yeah, the nice thing about after playing 7 or 8 games, Dave, is you've got the teams know exactly what they're coming out on the ice to play. It's like halfway through the game, they know the ice right away, and it looked like Matt was just thinking of keeping it a little bit easy for the first end or so, just to kind of get, like you said, get the butterflies out.
That was Andrew Peck with his first stone for the Birchard team, and again, now it looks like they're going to start exchanging hits. Not a lot of weight they're throwing there, Daryl. It's fairly quiet weight. The houses look fairly lively as well. I think we've been talking to different people that you hit any part of the rock at all, and it's going to go out of the rings, but you also might lose your shooter.
Yeah, and the ice is so fast too, and if you have anything from hack and bumper and up, there's not the big movement in it, so they don't need to have the big weight. And like you said, it's so lively, it allows you to maybe not hit it quite full and still stick around.
The second position for the Westfield Doan and Dunstone team is Daniel Grant, and he looks like he's going to be playing an in-turn hit. Hits and rolls off to the edge, but looks like it's still interesting. We've just heard there are new televisions here at the curling club, and we are looking at the men's game in front of us and the ladies' game above us, so it'll be interesting. Daryl's going to try some magic here and see if we can switch things around. 8. Would you want to go to sheet 4?
There we are.
Sheet 6. There we go. The amazing things of technology.
The club just installed, if everybody's wondering, monitors on all the far ends of all the sheets, overhead monitors. So we have them at the rink here, and we'll be able to check the overheads here for you. We're not directly behind the sheet in our broadcast, but we do have our monitors just as you do at home.
Birchard. Kate's. Yep. Birchard.
Nothing there. Oh boy, Dan. Good throws.
So it looks, they're fairly close to the vest here. They are lead rock got into the ring, so it looks like they're basically exchanging their stones here. That was Brody Moore with his second stone. Looks like that Matt Dunstone is calling for a hit on that stone in the front of the rings and rolling over to the other side.
Yeah, in their first game, Dave, they had Matt actually had I believe it was a 5-3 lead early in the game, in the 4th end or something like that. Birchard tied it with 2 in the 5th or 6th, and ended up stealing one in the 7th to go one up. They blanked 8-9, and Birchard stole again on the 10th to win that game. So
Looks like he's got a nice hit and roll right across the front of the rings to lay on the opposite side of the rings. At this point in time, just getting used to the ice and just maybe a different position here for the thrower. This is Kelly Fordyce, left-hander, throwing his in turn.
Normal.
It'll be interesting to see, Daryl. These two young teams have played each other lots and lots of times over the years. It'll be interesting to see whether they do decide to mix it up or not, or when they will decide to mix it up. Maybe a better way of saying it.
yeah, I expect we'll see some guards go up and try to get some rocks in play.
Just clean. Clean. Clean.
Of course, Birchard, having won the 1-1 Page game last night, did get the advantage of last rock in this game.
Rocks moves over to the opposite side of the sheet, but it looks like they're...
Like we mentioned last night, the 1-1 Page playoff, Birchard did beat Kyle During in the 1-1 game to advance to the final. And then Matt Dunstone had defeated the Lot team and to advance, and then had to play Kyle Doring this morning. And they had a great game. Dunstone scored 2 on the 10th end to win that game 7-6. So.
A bit of how junior teams have changed a little bit. Just looking at last year's winner for the ladies was the Shannon Birchard team. And Selena Cates actually played with her last year, so now they're on the opposite side. So one of those two will be going back to the defending champion. And also Colton Lott with the Dunstone team was played with the men's team that won it last year, the Kyle Deering team. So a little bit of experience out there. And,
just clean.
this is Matt Dunstone with his first stone here in the first end.
Takes a while for it to get over there.
Again, just quiet hits, Daryl, and just basically rolling, staying in the rings.
Yeah, these guys are pretty accurate, and like I said, the way the ice is, they know the ice. It's you're not going to see many open misses in this type of a game.
No, that'll be interesting to see once they start to mix up a little bit more. So Matt Dunstone with his rock laying in the rings, and Daniel Birchard throwing the in-turn hit. I just can't get over how quiet they're playing their hits.
Hard out.
Just a nice control kind of weight.
And that hits and rolls out. And so Matt Dunstone is going to have a draw to the button. Get his draw weight down here early.
Yeah, it's a nice thing to be able to do the first end. Throws a nice quiet hit, and then he can come back and throw a draw just to kind of, I guess, set it in his mind that the ice is the same.
The last rock throughout the tournament has been basically decided by a draw to the button. The old technique of flipping a coin is more on chance than on skill, so that's been eliminated out. But last rock was determined in these games based on their record going into the playoffs.
Hold back a hair. All you. Line's nice. Line's nice.
Dunstone with a draw to the button. It's fast, Daryl.
I know they were telling us this morning it was like 27 seconds at times. That's pretty quick.
Yeah, especially with these young guys and the way they can sweep. So, Daniel Birchard with a hit, and hopefully he's going to be able to hit and roll out and blank this end and get through the first end without any major blemishes.
Both games are fairly wide open, Dave, for the first end.
Yeah, the ladies, I noticed on their sheet they were hitting, but they've been hitting and rolling right across the rings. So looks like we've got a hit and a roll out, a blank end here in the first end of play. We're from curling at the Manitoba Canola Growlers Junior Championship here from the Brandon Curling Club.
Hazardous materials leak in the air, it is important to understand shelter in place. Go indoors and close all windows, doors, and vents. Do not leave the building until told to do so, and stay tuned to your local radio stations. For more information, go to brandon.ca/EPP.
In the market for a new or used vehicle, don't fiddle with the rest. Come see Grant Moffitt for the best. The best product advice, the best service, the best price. See Grant Moffitt at Murray Chevrolet Cadillac for your next vehicle.
And we're back here at the Browning Curling Club. It's the second end of play. You may see that the commercial has run into the start of the second end. The world thought we were going to take a 1-minute break, but these young guys are full of adrenaline, I guess is the proper terminology to use. And they have decided to keep going. So mixing it up a little bit here, they've thrown their first rock in front of the rings. And it looks like that the Birchard team is going to be calling for a come around. We'd like to thank, while we're talking about thanking different people, the Manitoba canola growers that are a major sponsor of this junior event. And they've had their presence here all week, and all the young curlers have really enjoyed the opportunity to play in this event. But it makes such a difference when they have such a major sponsor that is very interested in young curlers and very interested, because as Resby Coote said, these young curlers are the leaders of tomorrow. And so it's nice to see Manitoba canola growers getting involved. In fact, some of these young curlers might even be canola growers.
That was a really nice come around, top 4. And I see the Dunstone team is going to try and follow it down and freeze right on top of that.
So whereas our first end was fairly wide open and clean, this one looks like it's going to be a little bit more cluttered.
Yeah, we had a blank over there on the gal side as well, so
they're blank 0-0 after 1. 10-end game here. If required, they will play extra ends. We saw a rare, something that's rare you don't see very often. We had a game here earlier in the weekend. We went into an extra end, and with last rock, the skip did a raise, take out, rolled everything out of the rings, and they had to play an extra 12-end game. So some of the old timers, like Frankie Goods, were saying, well, that's how we used to play it back in the old days. And the Birchard team coming down, trying to come to the face of the one on the 4-foot, and maybe bump it back a bit.
Nice thing about the way the ice is running, Dave, is there's a lot of finish at the end. So as far as your draws or the quiet type hits, you always, as long as you don't overthrow it, you know that it's gonna finish for you.
Matt Dunstone calling for the hit, maybe playing for the double.
Well, both these teams, they really throw that up weight really nice.
He's got the 1. Oh, and just slides it back behind the 1 sitting on the button. So with that hit, the Birchard team is laying shot rock. Dunstone laying second.
Looks like we have a pretty well full house here again upstairs here this afternoon, Dave. 2 sheets going, but all 8 sheets are. We've got 3 levels of people behind them.
That's the nice thing about the monitors, is that they've got them set up so that people can see the ice from the different monitors. Actually, with this good a crowd, maybe Daryl, we should start handing out wrenches later on. They can start taking the stands apart and carry 1 board each out the door. Because I'm pretty sure that's what Greg Raven, his ice committee, is going to be doing there today. Quiet tap back into the rings. Move the rocks around. The 2 yellow stones are partially covered by the
I think we're shot.
guard.
Yeah, he got that little bit of a roll in, so he's taking that any kind of chance of a double away. So Matt's just going to draw down to those again and try and keep control of the top part of the 4-foot and the 8-foot. Can always use those rocks later.
Line's close. No, lots of line. Off. 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 No line. No. Yeah. No, never touch it. Line's coming.
Back 8,
Whoa.
back 8.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Really coming down, really coming down.
Whoa.
Maybe just a little more weight than he was hoping for.
Okay.
If you've had the freeze weight, I think it would have been cornered
Yeah.
nicely.
The way the rocks are set up here, the Birchard team is probably going to play a hit on those. And
Well, they're dead in front of each other, and I think what he's thinking, if they can hit that right on the nose, that their rock's going to be in front of that red one, which will put them in a really good position.
yeah, at this end, quickly how so many rocks in play. It's just a quiet hit. That's the hit.
Very nice. Nicely done.
Looks like Matt Dunstone is calling for a hit, maybe a slash off the two. Try to come to the inside of that one sitting in the top four.
That one here. You like the out turn or the in turn? I don't mind in turn. Heel.
Figured somewhere along the line, once they get starting to pile up, there'd be something coming down fairly quick.
Yeah.
Off. Close him.
He's actually playing the front one into the pack. Oh, a beautiful shot. Gets rid of. Leaves only the one yellow stone in the rings. Again, like you said, Darryl, that big weight, they're so accurate for such a young age.
The advantage for Birchard is that he is partially buried behind that corner. So he looks like he's going to go to the open side, lay two. Hopefully trade shots the rest of the way and pick up his deuce.
Yeah, that was an interesting way they played that front guard into the pack. I think probably a normal curling club ice you might have come off one of the other ones, but like you said, the ice is so fast and so lively. This one looks a little strong. It's coming into the rings now. And with that, the Birchard team lays two.
So this is what Daniel's hoping for. They just keep trading the hits.
I guess they're playing the outside one, so they're hoping that the Birchard team will play it as well and maybe get a roll out, I guess.
Clean.
Well, I think they just don't want to take any chances early in the game to give up more than two. And then he's hoping if he could get the Birchard team to possibly roll out, then he could come around that corner with a corner freeze.
Is that no, that's far in. Is that Yellowstone more than half covered? I guess would be the question.
I saw him motion with his broom to the other end. It looked like he's probably half covered, I think.
Okay. Yeah, so you don't want to take a chance on ticking the guard and then maybe giving up three. Rolls not that much, okay. We just have one of our fellow curling club compatriots, Jim Renman, because our spotter today, because he's on computers, so he gets up and walk around, and he said that rock is about 2/3 covered. So with that, though, the Dunstone team is going to play hit and maybe try to flop in. They're going to have a hard time to be able to flop in too far, but maybe they can hit that one, Darryl, and sidle up to that other yellow.
Well, he can certainly roll over a little bit more.
I guess do you want to roll to the center, Darryl, there, or do you want to roll to the outside?
I think these guys will want to. I think they'll want to hit there or go to the center. If he goes too far to the outside, it isn't just a trade shot for. Even if you rolled in behind back forefoot, makes the draw tougher.
Looks like they've hit and rolled to the edge. Interesting call here then. Birchard is going to play the hit. You could be fairly aggressive here and try to play a second come around, but I guess if you sat on the corner of that other stone, you could give a chance for.
Yeah, he hits this on the nose, and I don't think there's any way Matt's going to gamble by trying to come around. A lot of game left yet.
Yeah. Had 10 in games, so lots of time yet.
Just one rock and play on the other game. Birchard's laying one. And was hit by Selena Katz.
So as you've said, Darryl, they're not even gonna take a chance dancing with that one in the 4-foot. He's gonna hit and try to hit and stick here, or he hits and sticks. It makes it again an interesting call for Birchard, whether he will
whether
play
he
the
hits or
quiet hit
draws.
or whether he draws. The way the game is going, I think they will probably be playing the quiet hit. It's nice when you can throw hits at that moderate weight. You don't have to overthrow them.
Whoa. Close. Whoa. Off.
Birchard, I think, was trying to blank the other end, and she hit it on the nose. So after 2 ends, Shannon Birchard leads Selena Katz by 1-0.
Here in our men's game, of course, because we said that they were going to hit that one on the edge, they're going to play the draw. So
yeah, rolling out that far, I think.
he just decided that it's pretty hard to sit there. So he needs to get into the 8-foot. Last rock here in the second end of play. Daniel Birchard against Matt Dunstone, and Birchard throws to the 8-foot to lay 2. Sweepers have got it, Darryl, so that's a good sign.
Looks like he's got lots.
And with that, he draws into the rings and takes his 2-0 for Daniel Birchard over Matt Dunstone after 2 ends of play here from the Manitoba Canola Growers Provincial Junior Championship.
Get your home ready for holiday fun with Westman Communications Group. We've got all the reliable products you need: digital TV, high-speed internet, and home phone service. Call today and choose one of our many reliable high-speed internet packages with blazing fast internet download speeds up to 50 megabits per second. Do your holiday shopping, find and download music, and share family memories faster than ever. Call or visit Westman online today and get ready for holiday fun.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to our curling broadcast here from the Brandon Curling Club. We're at the Manitoba Canola Growers Provincial Championship. The men's and ladies finals are on the ice. In our ladies final, we have Shannon Birchard against Selena Katz, and Birchard leads 1-0 after 2. In our men's final, Matt Dunstone is taking on Daniel Birchard, and Birchard has a 2-0 lead after 2. Here's the first rock of the
Halfway.
third end, and the Birchard team has put it on the 4-foot, so the Dunstone team is going to put up the corner guard. We'd like to thank a lot of the sponsors that have helped us out. Not only did
Line's nice.
the Canola Growers Association help us out, we've had a variety of other sponsors who have helped us throughout this Bonspiel. And again, without those sponsors, we wouldn't be able to host these events, and we tip our hat to those many sponsors. And saying that, I'm trying to find the list here. Here we go. Monsanto, Safeway, Kruger Products, Water Right, Asham Curling, Chicken Chef, the Strathcona Curling Club, Tim Hortons, the Dominion, Manitoba Credit Unions, 8 Ender, Sport Manitoba, Curl Manitoba, and the Westman Curling Foundation, as well as many of our local sponsors, including the UCT, which was a major sponsor helping put on our event. So they put up.
Matt Dunstone did throw up the corner guard, and now Daniel Birchard is just throwing a guard on top of that one on the 4. Now they're in this situation. They're still in the free guard zone, so Dunstone can't remove that guard just yet. But I think it overcurled a little bit, so it gives Matt a chance to come down a corner freeze on that rock in the top of the 4.
Oh, Brendan McCouche with his second stone. Looks like he's going to get to come around the one on the center and
tap it a little bit, maybe.
Tap it a bit.
It's got a good angle. Doesn't hurt to move that back a little bit. It's you know, being on top of the 4, it doesn't hurt to move it back a little bit to T-line or back 4.
The ladies' game going on, sheet D, is a little bit more, they've got a few more rocks in play. They got a corner guard set up over there, so looks like a few more rocks in play.
The event this year, Dave, it with the way the teams were seeded, it did turn out pretty much that the top seeds were kind of the class of the field. Not to say that the other teams weren't good, they were, and there's a lot of really young teams here too that was really nice to see. But these teams, you know, of all these teams that are out here right now, to make it to the playoff this year, you couldn't have more than one loss, and that's pretty tough.
That's pretty tough. That's amazing.
You know, the one group for the men's, they were both 6-1, and the other one, Birchard, was 7-0, and Dunstone was 6-1. So it's pretty tough to you know, to beat that sort of curling.
Yeah, sometimes in an event like this, when the field is a 4-3 record, will at least get you into a playoff for the playoffs, and the tiebreakers and that. But 4-3 was a pretty distant. And like you say, Daryl, it's the level of curling that you just don't pick up 3 friends, and looks like he's racking on the guard. You just don't pick up 3 friends and go curl in these things anymore. It's a lot of, some of these teams. I'd heard that one of these teams, and I don't want to get it wrong, but one of these teams has been together 9 years.
Yeah, I don't doubt it. A lot of them do get together early. And
that's pretty amazing. I can't even remember 9 years ago. I can't imagine curling 9 years. Yeah.
Now we should maybe talk a little bit about these teams. Coaches are a big part now of curling, and especially youth curling. And the coach for the Birchard team, Ray Filion, he's a former provincial senior champion back in 2002 with Carl German. In fact, that year they won the Canadian senior and went to the States, to the Worlds. And on the other side, Scott Grant. He played second for Dave Smith in the 1994 Brier, and he played lead for Vic Peters in the 97 Brier. So these guys have got provincial and Canadian experience, so it's a good thing for whichever team goes. They're going to have that experience behind them.
Yeah, and both of those coaches, as you mentioned, we've crossed paths with them both along the way, and good coaches and good with the kids, and actually pretty good guys.
Nose isn't bad.
So lots of rocks here in play on our sheet. The
If you do this, that's fine.
yellow is laying.
Right on nose.
Just get Matt Dunstone.
Control.
Looks like red might be shot at the back, but yellow
Yeah,
is
it's pretty
laying
close.
second, third, and fourth, and I would think there's a ballistic missile coming down here anytime now. And pretty soon you better be watching out. We'll be getting shrapnel here anytime. Yeah. No,
clean.
he's not throwing as quite as.
Whoa. Whoa. Clean.
Looks like he's coming onto the front one,
Yep. Hard.
driving it into the pack.
Go, 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 go.
Gets rid of the one, moves things
That's
around
not-
a little.
That's not that bad a shot.
Yeah.
Need one miss now. Okay, try down.
Having the 2-point advantage, Birchard isn't going to leave too much around, take too many chances. Just
Yeah, have to.
if he can hit, just kind of flop right into the center a bit, it's going to then you might see something a little bit firmer coming down the ice.
For any of you that are watching at home and just the different signals that they use, that when the skip moves up his arm or up his body, it's the amount of weight that he wants to throw. So he's asked for a quiet hit on this one. And he moves everything around, gets rid of the one back to the 4, and with that,
We're second.
the Birchard team probably is laying.
Dunstone is second, so he has a chance to hit and roll the other side to lay his 2 in this end.
Yeah, I think that hit, of course, they wanted to move that other redstone out as well, because that redstone being second shot changes this entire end around here, and it's going to be pretty hard to get out of there. So Colton Lott.
Whoa. Close, yep. Hard. Real hard. Whoa. Whoa. Hard roll.
Hits and rolls in around behind that corner.
Pretty good.
And with that, red lays 2. Probably going to drive that yellow one back into the pile there, right, Daryl?
Yeah, I think he's going to try and angle that yellow one on the top ring, and if he hits it right, he may even have the opportunity to spill them both out of there.
Yeah. Be tough maybe to get rid of the red one that's in the center of those 3, but third, Kelly Fordyce. It's picked or something?
I don't know, that rock seemed to jump on him. I just wonder if it did pick a little bit. They weren't jumping on it too quickly, and then all of a sudden away they went. So that's a big break for Dunstone. He'll now go to the other side and lay 3.
On our ladies sheet, the Selena Cates' team just hit a rock straight back into the pile, or back of the rocks at the back of the rings, and as it turns out, this is Cates' team now coming down the throw. She's going to be looking at 2 or 3 over there as well. Colton Lott with a draw to the open side.
Back tee, yep. Yep, go now. Hard. Back tee. Just back tee. Whoa. Sit. Beauty. Attaboy.
A little deeper than he wanted to be.
Yeah, they may have, I don't know if there's a third shot or not. It's going to be close.
I'd say there. Isn't it nice to say, Daryl, that with the camera angles, as we're looking at our monitors, it's hard to say.
No, I think they pointed over to the red one, so it looks like it's Dunstone's laying 3 right now.
With which one? Oh, no.
And I don't
So
know.
does Birchard try the angle raise into the pile, Daryl, or does he try to draw around those to try to cut them back? Or does he draw out to the open side and sit in front of that one?
Well, he's kind of in probably the same kind of situation Dunstone is in. He certainly doesn't want to give up more than 3.
No.
Now he could play to tap that yellow one at the top of the ring, just back corner freeze, take those other 2 out of play, or he could choose to come right around, which I think looks like he's going to do.
So Daniel Birchard with his rock here in the third end. Got lots of room.
Weight could be close, as long as he can get it to finish. If he could even freeze to his own at the back, but it looks like he's just a little more weight
There
than
they
he.
go. Ooh, nice little curl there at the end. It could be wide open though.
It is fairly open. Certainly enough that it can make the.
Kelly's went real hard here, so we got to watch. I think even a little more.
No, he doesn't want to. Certainly doesn't want to catch it too thin, or he'll jam and
Almost all.
basically take a couple of his other rocks out of play.
Just bump. Kelly's went real hard.
So I don't know whether Daniel just had a little more ice than he needed, or it just didn't finish quite the way he thought it was going to.
We got to hit at
Yeah,
least
his weight was
3/4,
dead
eh?
perfect, that's for sure.
Okay, just bump it.
Matt Dunstone with his first stone.
Right off. Right off. Never.
Oh, he's not narrow, Daryl.
Close. Low. No, never.
But it is starting to finish for him.
Curl. Hard roll. Hard roll. Go, go, go. Go, go,
Got
go.
it on the back one, and with that,
Now he
Dunstone
lays
fourth.
4.
Wow, that one pick or whatever happened, that one rock has made such a difference.
Well, they do. They still can get out of the end with a little bit of a nice hit and roll.
Yeah, they're going to have to hit on the and flop in around behind that corner guard, even partially.
See, Selena Cates got her deuce on the 3rd inch, so she leads Shannon Birchard 2-1, playing the 4th.
Can be a TSN turning point right here, Daryl.
Yes, here he comes with.
He's got the hit. He's got the roll.
Very
and
nice.
a very nice shot.
That's
And
a
he
great
looks
shot.
like he's laying
He
shot
may even
rock.
be shot.
Yeah. Nice shot by Daniel Birchard.
Depends what Matt can see down there now. He might be able to play a double off his own.
We have that, don't we?
That was a great shot. I was thinking they were a little flatter than that, but he was.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Feel right here.
Yeah, that was a game saver, that one. No, it's still an opportunity for Dunstone to get his.
Yeah, if he gets that thin enough, it's.
Okay,
You know, it's
feel
tough
weight.
though, Dave, because he's got to move that rock a long way.
Should have it for
And he's just, and there's a red stone in front of the stones. We're looking at the monitor here in front of us. There's also another red guard in front of those. So, yeah, he couldn't have carried it down much better.
A little more.
Even if he hadn't
more.
rolled as far,
Yeah.
he might have had an opportunity to play it with the other turn. So,
Well, the very worst, he's going to be 1 down.
hit coming down from Dunstone.
Whoa. Yep. Whoa. Yep. Hard. Hard. Get good.
Great
Hits
shot.
in. You throw to it,
Great shot.
and looks like he takes 3. So it's 3-2 for Matt Dunstone over Daniel Birchard here after 3 ends of play at the Brandon Curling Club or at the Manitoba Canola Growers Provincial Championship.
Whether you need deadbolts, knob sets, padlocks, safes, or locked yourself out, C&E Locksmiths will come right to your door. For mobile service in Brandon and rural areas, just call C&E Locksmiths 725-0459.
In the market for a new or used vehicle, don't fiddle with the rest. Come see Grant Moffat for the best product advice, the best service, the best price. See Grant Moffat at Murray Chevrolet Cadillac for your next vehicle.
Okay. All right. Welcome again, ladies and gentlemen, to the Brandon Curling Club. We're at a dandy provincial men's championship. The Matt Dunstone team is leading 3-2 here after some great shot making here in the third end. Over in our ladies game, Selena Cates is leading Shannon Birchard 2-1, and they're in the fourth end to play as well. So a first end kind of started out wide open and clean. We thought that might be the tone, but those were two very good ends to play there, Daryl.
Yeah, there's some a lot of great shot making. I was able to slip over this morning and see part of the semifinal, and I know Matt Dunstone, they were firing on all cylinders, but the During team was equal to match them, just came up one short. And it was nice to hear too, Dave. I heard a couple of the young curlers go up to our ice maker Dale Beaver and thank him for the ice all week, because they just really appreciated. And these were guys that were going home, so
yeah.
Sometimes those are the guys that complained, but they were really happy with the ice.
No, there should have been no complaint about the ice.
In case people are maybe wondering where the Nationals are this year, it's actually the M&M Meat Shop Canadian Juniors is going to be in Fort McMurray, and that's going to run from February the 2nd to the 10th up in Fort McMurray. So if you want to go on a nice little northern junket and watch some good curling, that's the place to go. Little different twist too, Dave. The Nationals, there's 14 teams. They've got the 10 provinces, and then there's Northern Ontario, the territories, Yukon, and Nunavut. So there's.
So there must be 2 groups of 7.
Well, they're working on a formula where, and I don't know if it starts this year or next year, but the top 10 teams in the round robin get a berth, or provinces will get a berth in next year, and then there's the 4 bottom ones will play a 4-team double knockout for the last 2 spots.
Oh, okay.
But I think it takes place immediately before the national. Of course, it would have to be, because they'd have to be there. But
yeah,
it'd be interesting to see how that works out.
So lots of rocks in play here. Dunstone team.
There's lots of raised doubles. There's lots of stuff going on both sheets.
Yeah.
Too bad we couldn't cover both of them.
This one looks a little heavy. They're just.
Yep. Hard. Go. Hard. Go.
Going down in back.
Go. That works.
And with that, the Dunstone team lays shot and 2 or 3 partial guards in front of it. And I think that Daniel is gonna.
Yeah, I think he's got to get something opened up there. Doesn't want to get in too much of a mess. Trying to clear the front a little bit there.
Gets rid of the one, but not the second one. So with that, Dunstone still stays.
Hey, right here. Yep.
Shot rock, and he's going to put up another guard.
Both games are moving on at a pretty good pace, Dave.
Yeah.
Both their girls are a little bit ahead on their game, but they're pretty close here, and both in the 4th end. One thing that really impressed me this week, Dave, watching some of these young lady curlers, is the weight that they can throw. With some pretty good peel and big weights coming down there when they need it. And that's certainly an advantage if you can do that, especially when you get a little bit of trouble and don't want to clean things up a bit.
I was actually going to call your first shot. I just didn't think it was possible.
So Daniel Birchard calling on Brody Moore here to clean up the front. Speaking of big weight shots. Nice. Gets rid of the two guards and rolls his shooter up and out of play. Very nice shot.
Good shot. Now at least he's got both sides now he can come in from.
So, Matt Dunstone is calling, I didn't see the call there. Was he calling for another guard?
I believe so, Dave, yeah. Just up on the center line. Yeah, when they came down to the last draws there yesterday, it was a lot of different scenarios as far as possible tiebreakers and everything else. And when smoke all cleared, there was no tiebreakers. And they were able to.
It was interesting because going into that who beat who and who, it really was looking complicated. And then
Whoa. Perfect. Whoa. That's perfect. Attaboy.
So interesting. Will he keep peeling the guards off here, Darryl, or will he freeze down?
I know Shannon Birchard would probably really like to get back Canadians. She would like to sort of atone for that unfortunate final last year. They got a couple of big ends on them. I think she'd love to get back there. And
third thrower Kelly Fordyce with cleaning up the front, gets rid of the guard and rolls a shooter away.
Same thing. Same spot.
it's been great crowds all week too, Dave. It's just been packed upstairs and
I
downstairs.
understand even the 50-50 this morning was $75.
It was.
I understand that you were a half winner in that. You and Frankie Goods, who has won everything.
Line might be a hair tighter.
It was interesting, ladies and gentlemen, the opening ceremonies on Thursday night, that former champions got to be the placard bearers. And Darryl, you being a former provincial senior champion, was one of those placard bearers. But Frankie Goods, our curling buddy, was also one of those ones as well. So we commented later to him that no, he has done everything. There's nothing that he hasn't done. And he was the placard bearer for the Dunstone team, so not sure whether there's a connection there or whether.
There is a bit of a connection there, actually.
And again, they're contemplating, do they play another hit or do they? Looks like he's going to play the red-yellow combo. Or just play the red one with enough weight to tap it out the side. I think he's going to play with enough weight to move things around here. Kelly Fordyce. Gonna have to move, Darryl. Chip it over. I think he would have wanted a little bit more of that one, but still a pretty good shot.
Yeah, I think he just wanted a little bit more, maybe bump that other yellow one just back a little bit. If he could have rolled over to this side and left it to, he could use it, would be great. He's probably thinking maybe that would.
He's still, Dunstone's going to have to play a nice guard here because otherwise they're going to They're going to be driving something back into the pack. Over in our ladies' final,
Gotta be high.
looks like Shannon Birchard has drawn for 1, and they are tied 2-2 after 4 ends of play.
Yeah, Kate's team had a couple in the 8-foot on each side of the house, and Shannon drew right to the pot, got her 1, so that game starts all over.
Off. Whoa. Whoa.
Line's really tight.
It's really going. Yep. Yep. Hard. Hard. Whoa. Whoa. Whoa.
Ooh, this one is
Sit.
So
worked
I think
out
it's
pretty
all
good.
right. Yeah, worked out okay. Sounded like it maybe just took off on him a little bit. A little bit less weight maybe, and that just we'll do that sometimes. So I think Daniel is going to try and probably split these and try and make that rock carry right through.
So Daniel Birchard's first stone here in the 4th end. Looks like he's playing an in-turn hit. Perfectly, he'd like to split those two, move them off the edge, and drive his shooting right through the pack. He's got rid of the 2, but again, the second rock to roll forward.
So Matt's got to be really careful here because he throws a guard. He wants to.
Yeah, he's going to be, yeah.
I'm not sure he isn't. Maybe he might play this this one back. I don't know if this one's covered or not. Yeah, it looks like it's open.
Yeah, because there's no use giving up. If you happen to miss your guard and giving up 3, you back right back. So.
Yeah.
I like the intern. Threw it already. Okay.
So we're down to the last 2 stones in the 4th end.
He's still in a good position to steal. He's half in the 4-foot, the top of the 4-foot. He would force Daniel to come around and lay full 4.
Yeah, it'd be interesting if Dunstone rolls out here, whether you'd want to play the draw or whether you could play the yellow tap back for 2. But the way this looks, that's not even going to come into consideration.
Right up. Gee.
Gonna roll out.
It's going to roll out. Ooh. A little bit more movement on the stone. So
Well,
now
Birchard's got to.
has to decide if he hits this.
He can hit the red one on the nose and double them off and get 2, or can he hit the yellow and stick
Well,
around
I don't
and
know
get his 2?
if he hits the red one, whether the yellow stone would even get into the rings.
I think the yellow one. I think the yellow one's an easier one to
Yeah,
play,
I think so too.
and it should be open enough that he can stick around. Yeah, Matt definitely wanted to hit that on the nose or roll in a little bit. He certainly didn't want to roll out and leave any chances like this.
So last stone coming here down in the 4th end, Daniel Birchard is playing a raise takeout. And if he can keep his shooter in play, should be able to get 2.
Quiet intern takeout. Come enough, Dave. Oh, it didn't quite do it.
Didn't do it. And with that, Dunstone steals 1. So with that steal, Matt Dunstone goes up 4-2 after 4 ends of play. Here's the Brandon Curling Club, the Manitoba Canola Growers Provincial Championship.
If an emergency happens in your community, it may take emergency workers some time to reach you. Be prepared to take care of yourself and your family for a minimum of 72 hours. Know the risks. Make a plan. Get a kit. For more information, go to brandon.ca/EPP.
In the market for a new or used vehicle, don't fiddle with the rest. Come see Grant Moffitt for the best product advice, the best service, the best price. See Grant Moffitt at Murray Chevrolet Cadillac for your next vehicle.
And welcome back to the Brandon Curling Club, the site of the 2013 Manitoba Canola Growers Junior Men's and Women's Provincial Finals. Finals are on here. We're into the fifth end, and our feature game on TV is Daniel Birchard against Matt Dunstone. Matt Dunstone just stole one on the fourth end and now has a 4-2 lead over Birchard playing the fifth, and Birchard of course does have last rock on the fifth. In the ladies game, they are into the fifth end, and Shannon Birchard and Selena Cates are tied at 2 apiece, and Cates has the last rock on the fifth end. And of course, after the fifth end, there is a 5-minute break, which the ice crew comes out and buffs up the ice a little bit, and it gives the coaches a chance to come out and talk to the players, just kind of about what's happening in the game and maybe what they need to do to change things around and that kind of thing. So if there's a big break after this fifth end, you'll know why. So this kind of follows the same sort of routine. Matt goes into the forefoot, Daniel throws up the corner, and Matt tries to throw up a short center guard. And because they are using the free guard zone, although it looks like he's taken this one right in. I guess they figured it was going to be there anyway. Looks like Daniel's just going to play. I didn't actually see the call there. I don't know if he's going around the corner. Yeah, it looks like he is. He's going to use that corner guard. Quite often now, with the way the game's played and everything, we see the corner guards thrown up, but then we sometimes find out that they don't come into play. Some of the ends, the play gets kind of drawn into the middle. So he was trying to take advantage of the corner he's got there, and hoping they can get a little nibble, but I think it's going to come up a little short. Although there are 2 corners that he could use later, but looks like Matt's not going to play around with too much for the guards and just get rid of some of that stuff. We're just looking through just flipping around, Dave, with the internet there, trying to just see what's happening around the country, and there are a few teams already decided for this year's national event, and there are some repeat players, and I'll just kind of dig through my papers here, maybe come up with some of that stuff.
Well, the nice thing about the national television coverage is that we're starting to see these young curlers at Canadian championships starting to recognize their names, because it wasn't that long ago they were the BJ Neufelds and the Mike McEwens and all the really good curlers that you're seeing in this day and age out on the big screen started out as junior curlers, so it's good to see. And for a while there, when hockey was off in the lawyer's office instead of on the rink, we saw a lot more curling on television. So it'll be interesting to see that people may start watching that much more curling on television. They decided there not to go around the corner guard, but to come into the pact.
Just kind of freeze into those and see if they'll make a play on it.
Yeah, Dunstone will probably play off the corner guard. He does have a 2-point lead, which... Yeah, that last rock of Daniel Birchard was just a hair.
Yeah, it just, and as it ended up too, Dave, I thought he would have played maybe more of a little bit of a stronger type of a hit.
I think he was worried that if he hit it and he would roll off it, but it was almost like he was playing more for.
Like it ended up being quite a quiet weight, I thought, and that the trouble with taking that much ice is we know that it'll stay out there and won't finish till the end. So
it's almost like he played to make sure he didn't not get his second point without worrying about getting his first point. But he's called for another
and
corner
it's hard
guard
to say.
here.
We're not right behind the sheet. You know, he might have got a little full on it or something. Just hard to say. In any event, he did have the opportunity there, and I'm sure he'll be kicking himself, but not out of it by any means.
Ladies and gentlemen, I hope you're enjoying our broadcast here this afternoon, but if you do have a few minutes and want to come down to the rink, it's amazing the shots that we're seeing. We are very fortunate to be giving you the men's final here, but the ladies' final over on Sheet D is unbelievable, some of the shots we're seeing over there as well. So come on down to the Brandon Curling Club, part of the Keystone Center. No charge for parking. Fantastic meals at the canteen.
Yeah, they did a good job with the food this week.
Ooh,
that was a bonus.
Cut the edge, rolls it off, cut the corner off, and with that, though, if Birchard could get a corner guard set up on that. See, that's interesting too, Daryl. Some people would play the hit in the house and try to lay two, but Daniel is playing his guard first.
He probably thinks there's a double there, but certainly want to get this guard on. You could be looking at 3.
And realistically, he's just playing another corner guard. If he guards that one in the ring, that's the bonus. But
and like I mentioned, the start of the game, if this round-robin game between these two teams, Matt did have a 5-3 early lead in that one, and Daniel came back to tie it and then stole the last 7th and 10th end. So you can see that by no means you've got it in hand when you're a couple up. Just hitting into the 5th end break over on the ladies' side of things. It looks like maybe Gates has picked up 1. So leads 3-2 after 5 against Shannon Birchard.
Colton Lott with his stone. He's taken off the corner guard.
Yep, go. Okay.
And again, Birchard is calling for it.
What do you do?
Corner guard as well.
Yeah, I'm not sure I'd go with another corner right now, Dave, myself, but you got 2 rocks you got to do something with. Like he could hit and flop, just sit right in front of that one.
Yeah, and he's got his, and that looks like what they're going to play. I would think though that the way they're doing it, they're just going to play just quiet into the pile.
Yeah.
Kelly Fordyce.
Yeah, he may be just pushing it back too, which isn't a bad shot. I mean, it doesn't hurt to leave rocks around in the back of the house to possibly for the other team to jam on. Needs that one to come over a little bit. That's a good shot. Although he could almost hit that. I'm just wondering if he hits the outside of it, if he could push it across the house onto that other yellow one.
Pretty steep.
Pretty
angle.
tough, yeah.
Looks like Dunstone's going to play the open shot and let Birchard fool around with those ones in the rings.
I think he's still laying 2, but is not set up really good for him. But he's probably thinking if Birchard hits that one in front of those other 2, then he's either got to roll off out of the way somewhere or maybe stay there and leave a double for Matt. One thing about the game, and I think with the course, the Dunstone, everybody knows the Dunstone name. They've been around curling a long time. And
Real hard! Hard!
it's thinking ahead sometimes, planning your strategy. Sometimes you got to start thinking about 2 or 3 rocks ahead.
Yeah. Yeah, and here he could either play the Yellowstone back, push those red ones back, and giving himself some catchers at the back there. Or, I mean, he could play a freeze down into the pile, but then if Dunstone happens to throw a guard up there, you may not be able to get to that next shot. So.
Yeah, that's just it. And if he tries to hit the double or triple, then he's probably going to leave an easy double for Dunstone. At the same time, you want to remember that it's only halfway through the game, so you don't want to end up giving up any kind of other steals.
No, I would say for sure that Birchard has to count here. He can't really afford to give much more back. So I think he's playing a quiet, come into the...
Yeah, I think he's just trying to come in and kind of corner that red one, isn't it?
Maybe move it back so that Dunstone's got to play one or the other.
He's still got the advantage of that yellow rock. His is in front of those others.
Oh, he's just playing to draw into the pile. He's not even going to play it hard enough to...
No, I think he was trying to hope to corner freeze the inside of that rock, but I don't think he's going to be on the inside. Oh, maybe it is.
Ooh.
It's not bad.
Not bad, but red could
The
hit
only
these
trouble
yellow
is
stones.
now for him to hit on his next one, he's probably going to lose that one he just threw.
Now, Dunstone could play the double on the yellows here, but it'll get everything moving.
If we guard this, we're safe.
He could play a guard,
No, we can't
leave
leave
himself laying shot rock.
Mm-hmm.
He could freeze into the pack, and that would be one more rock that has to get moved out of there.
Well, he's third and fourth shots, so he...
I think we just guard that. Guard the 7. Okay, right here. Halfway.
I don't know what he's playing here, Dave. Is he discard? Or just
I
drawing
would
in
think
himself?
He's drawing into the pack. I think he's...
We just guard the center line when he can't get to it.
Interesting. Interesting end.
Yeah, I think
almost?
a lot of people would have thought that with a 2-point lead, he might have
Yeah, you bet.
thrown a high hard one.
Split center line.
I guess if he sits on the center line with this one, Daryl, it's going to be pretty hard for Birchard to... Oh, well, I guess he could play the hit on the other side.
Okay, switch. You gotta go.
No, it looks like he's just playing
Just
a long
guarding
guard.
it.
Yeah.
Hard, gotta curl a ton. Yep. Hard. Tight as it goes. Hard. Go. Hard. Hard. Go. Go. Hard.
Guards the left side of the sheet as we see it, but
Yeah, I'm not sure he can get that thin enough to...
he's going to have... Like, I don't know how you're going to get rid of that one that's sitting on the button. I guess the other way is to play those two on the extreme
Well, if
right-hand
he just misses that yellow one biting the button, he could probably make that double, but everything's got to be fairly exact, I would think. Of course, I guess the fans at home don't have the advantage we have with the overhead, so...
Yeah.
but it's It's going to be an interesting shot, to say the least.
So it's last rock here in the fifth end of play. Dunstone lays 1 and probably 2. No, 1, 3, and 4, I would think. So Daniel Birchard with his last rock.
Well, he's certainly got to make sure he hits the center side of that rock, because he doesn't, he's going to give up another one. Oh, he's got the top one.
Oh, he touched the guard.
1 red.
1 red. 1 more steal to 1. So with the steal, the Mad Dunstone team takes a 5-2 lead after 5 ends of play here at the Manitoba Canola Growers Provincial Championship. 5-2 after 5.
Get your home ready for holiday fun with Westman Communications Group. We've got all the reliable products you need: digital TV, high-speed internet, and home phone service. Call today and choose the Westman home phone and long-distance plan that's just right for you. Keep your current phone number, relax with free installation and support, and get over a dozen free calling features with no contract to sign. Call or visit Westman online today and get ready for holiday fun.
In the case of a hazardous materials leak in the air, it is important to understand shelter in place. Go indoors and close all windows, doors, and vents. Do not leave the building until told to do so, and stay tuned to your local radio stations. For more information, go to brandon.ca/EPP.
In the market for a new or used vehicle, don't fiddle with the rest. Come see Grant Moffat for the best. The best product advice, the best service, the best price. See Grant Moffat at Murray Chevrolet Cadillac for your next vehicle.
You think it's the first time I had a gun pointed at me?
No. Could be your last. Could be some gunplay involved.
I was just about to have some wine. Would you like a mug of wine?
Hi, I'm Royce.
And I'm Alicia.
We love you.
Order now and get 50% off your first 6 months.
If an emergency happens in your community, it may take emergency workers some time to reach you. Be prepared to take care of yourself and your family for a minimum of 72 hours. Know the risks. Make a plan. Get a kit. For more information, go to brandon.ca/EPP.
In the market for a new or used vehicle, don't fiddle with the rest. Come see Grant Moffat for the best. The best product advice, the best service, the best price. See Grant Moffat at Murray Chevrolet Cadillac for your next vehicle.
Locked out? C&E Locksmiths is your key to service. They offer emergency and mobile service. Just call 725-0459 or 725-0464. Serving rural Manitoba, C&E Locksmiths is located at 636 10th Street in Brandon.
If an emergency happens in your community, it may take emergency workers some time to reach you. Be prepared to take care of yourself and your family for a minimum of 72 hours. Know the risks. Make a plan. Get a kit. For more information, go to brandon.ca/EPP.
No. Hey, I'm a free agent. I'm not married.
I really like this girl. So do I.
I think I'm going to hell.
We have a right to fight for our country, same as every other American.
Right like that.
Order now and get 50% off your first 6 months.
In the case of a hazardous materials leak in the air, it is important to understand shelter in place. Go indoors and close all windows, doors, and vents. Do not leave the building until told to do so, and stay tuned to your local radio stations. For more information, go to brandon.ca/EPP.
In the market for a new or used vehicle, don't fiddle with the rest. Come see Grant Moffat for the best. The best product advice, the best service, the best price. See Grant Moffat at Murray Chevrolet Cadillac for your next vehicle.
Get your home ready for holiday fun with Westman Communications Group. We've got all the reliable products you need: digital TV, high-speed internet, and home phone service. Call today and choose one of our many reliable high-speed internet packages with blazing fast internet download speeds up to 50 megabits per second. Do your holiday shopping, find and download music, and share family memories faster than ever. Call or visit Westman online today and get ready for holiday fun.
Locked out? C&E Locksmiths is your key to service. They offer emergency and mobile service. Just call 725-0459 or 725-0464. Serving rural Manitoba, C&E Locksmiths is located at 636 10th Street in Brandon.
If an emergency happens in your community, it may take emergency workers some time to reach you. Be prepared to take care of yourself and your family for a minimum of 72 hours. Know the risks. Make a plan. Get a kit. For more information, go to brandon.ca/EPP.
Yes, please. What, actually, if you put that in there.
And welcome back to the Brandon. Welcome back to Brandon Curling Club. We're in sixth end action now between Matt Dunstone and Daniel Birchard. And Dunstone has just stolen the last couple ends, so he has now a 5-2 lead, playing the sixth end. And Birchard, of course, will have the hammer in this end.
It's going to be lots of rocks in play now, Daryl. With him down 3 after 5, he's going to have to get his 1 or 2 back here and then just go into steal mode. But I guess you do it the old Mel Logan way. Give up 1, take 2, give up 1, take 2, and you still come out okay. But I think the biggest thing right now is the momentum. And I think we've got the Dunstone team is on all cylinders, and Birchard is just, that was a tough one, that last end. They were playing it so close to get it into the rings, and they just touched that guy.
Well, he kind of played it that it was going to have to make something good on his last shot, and I mean it's okay to do that, but sometimes it can come back to bite you. But he's had chances both in the 4th and the 5th, and just didn't quite make the shots the way he needed to. So he's going to have to finish off those opportunities, because you only get so many chances to win a game, as Pottinger used to say. You get 3 chances to win a game.
So with that, the Dunstone team lays first and second shot, and Birchard is playing another guard up in the corner. Well, there's rocks are coming into play. We'd like to thank the volunteer committee which put on this event. Co-chairs Jocelyn Bieber and Sharon Shannon. Aaron Mahoney was in charge of banquets and receptions. Janelle Schwint was in charge of ceremonies, but she came and curled in this event, so Barb Andrews and Val Campbell stepped in to help her there. Decorating was Kim Bottenheimer. Greg Rabe in charge of facilities. Barry Rabe in charge of marketing. Harley Bryson was in charge of the media and website. Lauren Parabic, my old defense partner, timers and officials. Treasurer was Kathy Moffat, and Heather Andrews worked the 50-50 and the door. Again, thank you to those volunteers. Also, special thanks to the Cirrus Curling Club and Parks Auction Services for their contributions to the event as well. Playing the playing the peel.
He was trying to pay probably a double peel there, but still got a little bit on that. Not that he's in real bad shape right now, but he doesn't want to leave guards around, that's for sure.
Yeah, it's so important not to look at the scoreboard at this point in time while you're only playing the 5th end. There's lots of curling left to go. We found that with our own Westman teams and some of the younger teams that were in the competition this week, that they could hold their own for 5 or 6 or 7 ends, but it was near the end when the older, more experienced teams seemed to come through and make those big shots at the end. And interesting in the game earlier in the week between Rachel Burtnick and Jessie Isles from Nepal. After 10 ends of play, they were tied, and the Burtnick team actually came up to the Isles team thinking that they had lost and were ready to shake hands. And the Isles team said, no, we can't shake hands. That wouldn't be fair. It's still tied. So I thought that if there ever was a sportsman or an award for sportsmanship, that young girl from that DePaul team could have got it that day. Because as it turned out, Birchard team had to play 2 extra ends to finally beat them. So it was pretty good for the DePaul team. That was probably their first taste at some pretty major competition, and they held their own. So.
I had the pleasure of carrying the placard for that team, Dave, and they were a really nice foursome, really pleasant. They really enjoyed being here, and I know they had a couple of games early in the week that could have gone the other way. They ended up 3-4, but that I think that game against Rachel Burknick really gave them a lift, even though they lost it. They won their last 3, so yeah, they were pretty happy. They curled very well. I watched them curl quite a bit, and they did throw pretty well.
I think there's in there again another young team that it's just so far for them to travel, but they're just a team that needs some more experience.
I think 3 of them are actually at the current time going to school in Winnipeg, so they only get the odd weekend to play together. So I think they curled really well for the time they've had together. And there's some other teams the same way. There's a lot of good young teams out there, and I think we're going to see a lot of good curling in the future.
Well, we're going to need these guys, these young people out there curling, because it's getting pretty scary looking at the. We used to say that you could go beat that team. They were just a bunch of gray hairs, but now that's us. We need more young people out there on the curling ice. Look, even Alan Liburn's like 40.
Sorry, Al.
Well, what else do we do?
So what if he's a provincial champion? There's a break in the action here. Looks like they've called for a timeout. Coach's timeout. They need to decide what they're going to play here. Dunstone team is laying.
Those were a couple of placard carriers, Rob Fowler and Alan Liburn. Last year's men's provincial champions. We're carrying placards for teams out here this week on Thursday night. It was fun. It was fun to have see all those yellow jackets out there, and
that was good.
You don't get a chance to wear them very often.
Yeah, it's something you don't exactly cut the grass in, but even like we said, Frankie Goods was out there, Jerry McKay, Keith Kyle.
Oh, there's a great shot.
There's
Look
a
at
great
that.
shot by the ladies. Round of applause.
Yeah, we're just going to do that. Yeah, that was Shannon Birchard just made a beautiful come. She came through a hole and had to raise one of her own onto a cage stone on the button, and ended up with a 2. So she has taken a 4-3 lead after 6 ends. That was just a great shot, Dave.
Yeah,
fabulous.
Fantastic. The Dunstone team has decided to play off the center guard. They're going to get into slightly more defensive mode here. It's their own stone, so I think that's what they were contemplating. Why are we taking our own stone off it? They don't mind giving up 1 or 2 here. They just don't want to give up 3.
For those viewers at home, certainly around Westman here, that are used to the Super League broadcasts where they have the overheads, we aren't using sheet 7 today. We're on sheet 6, so we don't have the Westman's overhead camera to work with. So that's why you're not getting the overhead shots on today's game. We're using sheets 6 and 4, so a little more of an angle on some of that stuff. Got to give kudos to the Westman Communication Group folks. The middle of the week is a tough time for them to get volunteers that they use for all their cameras and whatnot, and so they're working with the skeleton crew, and they're doing a fabulous job keeping track of what's going on in the game and keeping track of us up here. So kudos to them for doing a great job and for covering this provincial final.
Yeah, because it's the exposure. It's these young people. And it's funny because even here as we're watching it on our own little monitor, they've got to tap right into the big screen TV here at the clubs. Another peel of a guard.
So I think it's, I don't know if it's crucial right now, Dave, but I know I think Daniel would really like to find a way to grab 2 here in this 6th end. And
yeah. Now this is testament to how the ice is moving, Daryl. They're actually going to play around the rocks in the corners.
yeah, it's a good call. The way the rocks are staggered, then they can't run them back. They've got the hole. He isn't concerned about being shot rock. He just wants to be buried. So he's got about 6-8 feet to work with. So you know, if he goes out front, it's just going to disappear. So this might be a better chance for them to.
Just can't be too deep here. They just.
He wants it buried though. Want to make sure it's buried. That's a good shot. It's probably.
Nose, normal, yeah, normal up. Okay, normal up, just nose. Just off nose, actually. So it's wide open.
After watching that shot that Shannon Birchard made, I can see why she was a silver medalist in the Canadians last year. That was a great shot.
Yes, I think the Jennifer Jones teams and those are better. These are some very good young junior ladies coming up.
Whoa! Yep! Whoa!
Dunstone playing the hit.
Off!
Gets rid of.
Well, this is certainly Daniel's opportunity to
get his 2
split
here.
the house and get his 2. So. And I think Matt was going to. He was just making sure he wasn't going to get 3. So if he does give up 2, he's still 1 up with the hammer, playing 7. So he's in a good position. I've been really impressed with that Kate's team too, Dave. They had a lot of situations where they had to have must-wins, and they kept doing it. I don't know how old some of all the some of these kids
interesting
are.
When you mentioned that, talking about going back to coaches. Of course, a good or well-known name here in Manitoba is Tom Clasper.
Yeah.
Who at one time even coached Connie Laliberty back in the day. He is coaching the Kate's team, so it's good to see that Tom is still in the coaching, and Bruce Birchard is coaching the Shannon Birchard team. So good, good. And I also noticed that Connie was here today taking pictures. So.
Yeah, she's here. She would have brought out that wonderful lot of that hardware, I would imagine too. That's out. People maybe can't see that on the ice, but we got a Curl Manitoba table full of some nice big bison patches.
She ain't over till the buffalo's on your back, Daryl. I think that was a Keith Kyle. I'm pretty sure that Keith Kyle was just in that one. If not, we'll give him credit.
I think it's a bison, Dave. I don't think we have any buffalo here.
No, he's getting educated now. We're talking curlers here. Okay, Dunstone with his last rock.
Clean. Clean. Whoa.
I suppose you're going to tell me it's not a Purple Heart. It's probably Mocha or Aquamarine. He hits. That's a good shot. You know, it
depends who's shot, eh?
Yeah.
We have no overhead for that one. Oh, he must be the yellow.
That's as simple as that shot seemed, just a hit and roll. If he hits and he sits an inch closer to the button, then it forces Birchard to throw the hit. So, opportunity for Daniel Birchard to draw for 2 and get right back into this game.
Hello, we are going to do our very last draws of the juniors. We have a couple of draws here for the mitts, one for the volunteer and one for the spectator. And we are going to do our last 50-50 draw. I want to
Draw again.
With that, Daniel Birchard draws for 2, 5-4 after 6 ends of play here at the Canola Junior Provincial Championship at the Brandon Curling Club.
You need deadbolts, knob sets, padlocks, safes, or locked yourself out, C&E Locksmiths will come right to your door. For mobile service in Brandon and rural areas, just call C&E Locksmiths, 725-0459.
In the market for a new or used vehicle, don't fiddle with the rest. Come see Grant Moffitt for the best product advice, the best service, the best price. See Grant Moffitt at Murray Chevrolet Cadillac for your next vehicle.
And you're it all now. We're on. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the Brandon Curling Club. We are in the 7th end of play of the Provincial Championship. The men's final has Daniel Birchard against Matt Dunstone. Birchard's played a good end here in the 6th and got himself back in the game, so it's 5-4 playing here in the 7th, so she ain't over yet. In our ladies final, Shannon Birchard is up 4-3, and they are playing the 7th end of play.
Yeah, the key to that last end, Dave, was Kelly Fordyce, that come around of those angled rocks in the top of the 8-foot to bury around there, and
that was a big shot.
Set them up for their two-ender.
It was a big shot, and it also showed how good the ice was when you can start drawing around rocks in the top of the house. That's pretty good. Here we started into the 7th. Birchard has a centerline guard, and Dunstone's rock has gone to the back of the ring. If you get a chance, again, ladies and gentlemen, the Brandon Curling Club here at the Keystone Center. The Junior Championship is finishing off today. The Masters Bonspiel is on Tuesday and Wednesday here at the club, and again, a lot of the good 60-year-old players and older, and a winner of that gets to go to the provincials. And also then the Brandon men's Bonspiel starts on Thursday evening, Thursday through Sunday here and at Riverview. So they are lots of good curling over the next week. So you want to come out, watch some good curling, have some good food at the canteen, both here and at Riverview. The canteen here is, Pat Halliday is running a canteen here, and her food is absolutely excellent. And of course, Jean Pickett over at Riverview is legendary for her food. I know guys who've come to curl in the Bonspiel just to eat at Riverview. So a good week. The weather is holding quite nicely. We are already going through our Bonspiel thaw without any Bonspiel on, but lots of good curling over the next little while.
And also coming up, Dave, is the Manitoba Curling Association's 125th annual Bonspiel in Winnipeg.
Would that be Curl Manitoba?
Curl Manitoba. I'm old school.
With that bit of a crack in the armor there on the Dunstone team, they just touched the guard, and so Birchard is laying just shot rock and wins by a second guard here.
A little bit of a miss on the Kate's team. They had an open hit to lay 3 with Selena's first rock, and she rolled out, so this gives Shannon a chance to hit the second shot rock, and what could have been a big end for Kate's. She hopes that she still has a good opportunity to get her 2 and get back in front, but she certainly would have liked to have hit that one on the nose.
On our sheet in the men's game, the guard overdrew, a little bit light maybe, and so it's not guarding shot rock, but it is in good shape for the Birchard team because now they have 2 centerline guards. Daniel Grant.
Never. You really got to go, Brenny.
By a tap back.
Go, go, go. Hard. Go, Brenny. Jeez.
And with that, it looks like Dunstone lays shot, but Birchard is going to be
Yeah, it's shot, but back of the house, not a real good spot for it to be. But so on the other sheet, Shannon Birchard did hit the second shot, and so Selena Cates has a draw to the 8-foot to pick up her deuce in the 7th.
Nice shot here by the Birchard team, and then they shot back on the Selena Cates with her.
Looks like the weight's pretty good.
And with that, after 7 ends of play, it's 5-4 for Cates over Birchard. And it looks like both these games are going to go down to the wire.
Yeah, that's what we expected, Dave. We expected good close games. There's been all 4 of these teams have been some great shot making, and it just keeps coming. And it's been a real treat.
Daniel Grant with his draw. Looks like he's going to freeze to that one. Oh, he might even. Yellow is definitely shot rock there. So I think Daniel Birchard will throw up a guard and be. Not sure what Dunstone's call there was, Daryl.
What's that?
Did Matt Dunstone want him to tap that back a bit?
I think he was thinking more of a corner, but maybe a little tap it back a little bit. I missed the call. I kind of watched the other sheet. I guess we'll have to make sure one of us is watching.
Yeah, maybe watching our game. Kelly,
it's not a bad position, certainly where he is. It's just a matter of the few guards you got to worry about. I think they'll probably try and clean up these a little bit of granite out front.
Kelly Fordyce with his guard, and with that, Birchard is shot and well guarded.
Could almost play that one though, Dave, if it's open enough, because they can angle it onto that. It's a good angle for that red one.
Man,
just have to go across the face of it.
He is taking nothing for ice there.
My guess is he's not throwing bumper.
No.
Whoa, whoa.
Colton Lott with his shot.
Whoa. Off. Off.
Not sweeping it. I'm thinking he might have been out a little bit.
Okay.
Hey, are we still third shot in the back?
Yeah, we're second.
Yeah, I think the Birchard team will be just a little bit
Second
more
and
cautious
third.
with this card.
Yeah, I think they'll want it maybe a little further out, yeah. They don't want to set that up again. This ice has been so good, Dave, I think I could even make a few shots out there.
Well, I know some of the sweepers that play on your team would be able to probably hold them for you.
No, without sweeping.
Oh, without sweeping.
That's what I'm thinking.
No. Now you're being delusional. Well, I'll tell you one thing. Your legs wouldn't be tired, because that's beautiful surface to be playing on out there, I'll tell you. I think they were a little bit worried with the temperature change. We went from 30-some below to close to 0 there today, but the building is still fairly cool. I think it also made a difference, Daryl, that they put the hockey ice back in on the adjacent sheets. That keeps things cool. This is a huge building with lots of action on the go. So
Clean.
Colton Lott with another takeout.
No.
Probably going to try and clear a couple of them out of the way.
Both those yellows. Ooh.
Okay, good.
They didn't.
But again, those rocks are like that yellow rock being where it is can be used.
Yeah, they certainly want to keep it covered because it's easy, and it's they're lined up that it'll probably miss that back one too. So, you know. Put another guard on here.
Daniel Birchard putting up another guard.
Yeah, they don't want to be. They don't want to be in too far to set up any run backs.
Do they also want to kind of cover the other one too, or just? I'm not sure. That's not bad. But they could be driving those Yellowstones back into that pile. That red stone that we wondered how wide was there is looking pretty good. Oh goodness, you'd hate to slash it out and leave those yellow biters as counters.
Yeah, I think they were. They wanted to get that, I think, by enough that he couldn't hit the outside of it to make this shot, but I don't think it quite made it.
Matt Dunstone with his first stone here in the 7th end.
3/4. Right off.
Dunstone with his rock. Looks like he's
hit the outside one.
Hit the outside one.
Ooh.
Ouch. That's probably not what he wanted because it gets rid of not only the guard but also gets rid of the run back. I would think Birchard will play a guard on the other side here.
Yes. Again, he doesn't want to be in, or doesn't want to get too close to the rings if unless he's going to be buried, because it would leave another one of those run-ins.
I see biting the. Would you want to go as far as biting the 12 there? Like bite the 12 on the center line.
I think that would be ideal, is if he could half bury.
Because otherwise, I guess there is this yellow run back straight down the middle.
Yeah, I think if he could half bury behind that one, it would take that run back away, and then he couldn't hit the outside of this one. It's just not a matter of, in this kind of a case, of just throwing a guard, because it's going to leave a run back that doesn't have to be made perfect. When you got a rock frozen to another rock. Daniel Birchard's playing a come around to try and take anything away or everything away from Matt Dunstone. Oh, he's going to be in the wrong way.
It's a lot deeper than I thought he was going to be.
Ooh. Uh-oh.
Well, or I guess you just...
Uh-oh.
Yeah, that was a note. He throws that 10 feet shorter or 10 feet deeper.
Yeah, this could be, that could have been a very, very big mistake. I don't think he was playing in the house, was he, Jim?
What? Yeah.
Was he?
Yeah, just to come over. Oh, and wide and heavy. Last rock here in the 7th end of play. Matt Dunstone could maybe pull a rabbit out of the hat here with a great shot.
It was that could have been a very, very costly error for Daniel Birchard.
Whoa. Close. Whoa.
Well, he's not narrow.
Curl.
It's going to be close.
Curl.
Oh.
Ooh.
No.
One yellow.
One yellow.
Wasn't quite as bad as we thought. With that, the Birchard team takes 1, and it's a tie game after 7 ends of play. 5-5 after 7.
In the market for a new or used vehicle? Don't fiddle with the rest. Come see Grant Moffitt for the best. The best product advice, the best service, the best price. See Grant Moffitt at Murray Chevrolet Cadillac for your next vehicle.
You think it's the first time I had a gun pointed at me? No. Could be your last. Could be some gunplay involved.
I was just about to have some wine. Would you like a mug of wine?
Hi, I'm Royce.
And I'm Alicia.
We love you.
Order now and get 50% off your first 6 months.
We're back at the Brandon Curling Club in a barnstormer of a game here between Matt Dunstone and Daniel Birchard. Daniel Birchard curling out of the Pembina Curling Club. Matt Dunstone out of West Kildonan. It's tied 5-5 when they're playing the 8th. Last rock in the 7th in for Dunstone didn't quite accomplish what he wanted, so he only gave up a steal of 1. So tie game here in the 8th in. The winner gets to go on to the Canadian National Junior Championship, M&M's Junior Championship in Fort McMurray, Alberta. In our ladies game, we have Shannon Birchard against Selena Cates, and they are in the 8th end with Skip, about 5 rocks left to go in that end over there.
Yeah, Dave, I brought this up a couple of times, but this game almost looks fairly reminiscent to that. Of their round robin game, because Matt was up a couple of there, and in this case Daniel stole 1 on 7 again, but this was to tie. The other game was to go 1 up, so very, very similar style games.
Birchard with the center line guard, Dunstone with the rock in the rings, and Birchard is going to freeze to it. I think Birchard would be happy just to, if he's going to give up a point here, force Dunstone to take 1 here, but and Dunstone, of course, will probably want to retain hammer here.
It's kind of been just a little bit of a game of missed opportunities, Dave. Some of the shots haven't been real easy, but they have been opportunities for deuces where the opposition has ended up stealing, so it's kind of gone a little bit both ways. Ooh, just a rub. The thing about it, Dave, is really impressed with their composure of the two teams. They've had things that didn't go quite their way, and they've held their composure and bounced back, and it's really nice to see.
I think that they handle themselves like young professionals. They carry themselves well. All week we've had very complimentary people, young people coming up to us, thanking us for a variety of things. I can't remember the last time we've seen young people would take real advantage of a situation and thank the volunteers. And I think we sometimes worry about the future of our sport and the future of our young people, but these are pretty good ambassadors for both curling and for the youth. Dunstone has a bit of a dilemma here. Does he play off the guards? Does he play off the one in the rings? If he plays off that one in the rings, he'll probably lose.
I'm not sure. Might be tempted to get that front open a little bit.
Yeah, I think so too. If he happens to hit this wrong, he will leave those guards for Birchard to use.
Whoa, off! Never! Right off!
Just playing it quiet. Well,
Close up!
Oh, there's a pick.
There's a pick.
Whoa!
And we haven't seen.
Hard! Go!
Oh, that didn't turn out that bad.
No. It's interesting. I don't know where the picks would be coming from. These all got good.
Well, it could be sometimes the grippers. You get a little piece of rubber off the gripper or something like that, or a gripper mark.
Yeah. And let's be honest, we are attached to the Keystone Center, which can have a lot of dust and dirt in the whole building itself. So it doesn't take much to get a little bit of dirt in the air, settle on the ice. Birchard playing the quiet tap. Easy by the guard.
That's it.
And with that, rolls out. And Birchard lays one. And on our ladies' game.
Oh, too overdrew a little bit. Kate's still laying one on, biting the button, totally buried. And I think she'll just be trying to take away any run backs.
Yeah, that'll be a big steal there if she can steal that one and go up 2-up after 8. So Matt Dunstone has decided that it's time to clean up that front.
Oh, that was a good shot.
Cleans up the front and takes the shooter out of the rings. Immediately following this game, ladies and gentlemen, will be the trophy presentations to both the finalists and the champions here at the club. So we will have Resby Coots from Curl, Manitoba, and Leanne Campbell from the Canola Growers as part of our closing ceremonies. Also representation from the host committee as well. Hit and roll to the center. Another
must be still open, I would think.
Like the outturn or the intern?
Coach's
partly buried.
Coach's timeout on our ladies sheet.
Timeout on sheet D. Cates and Birchard. Cates has got one completely buried away. It's just a matter of where they think they can throw this to kind of take everything away.
Matt Dunstone is playing a hit.
Trying to play the run back, I think.
I guess so.
Go roll. Okay.
And with that, it maybe doesn't get rid of the rock in the house, but it does open up the front that much more too. So.
We should have maybe mentioned earlier, Dave, the Dunstone team does have mics on their skip and third, whereas the Birchard team doesn't have the mics on, so people might have heard a little bit of conversation from the Dunstone team, and that's the reason why.
So with Kelly Fordyce is Stone here, they're just going to, I think they're going to try to come around that center line guard.
Yeah, it looks like it. Well, he certainly made a great draw in the sixth end to help them get their 2. This time he's got a lot more room to work with.
And he's going to
I think what Cates did was the There was an angle raise left for Birchard. So what she did was took away the third rock, just removed it and rolled out, so that if Birchard does make a kind of a fancy angle raise for a couple, that the most she would get would be 2 and not 3.
In our men's game here, they're looking closely at whether they should be playing that front guard off and trying to drive it into the pile, or whether they'll try to play the double, or whether they'll try to play the freeze.
We might as well just freeze then.
There probably would be room to draw at the intern for the get a little more of the button, but
what do you want to throw?
Because her rock is sitting just directly in front of the red one,
Whatever you want to throw.
she doesn't have to hit it perfect.
Would like with the intern?
She certainly made a great shot in the 6th end for 2, so we'll see what happens here.
In our men's game, it looks like they're going to play draw down to the 1 on the button.
What do you think?
Oh. It's unbelievable, the shot making of this Birchard team. Holy cow. She made an angle
40-foot angle raise.
16-foot raise 4-2.
So with that on our ladies final, Birchard takes a 6-5 lead after 8 ends of play. In our men's game, the Dunstone team, Golden Lot, is trying to draw to the 1 sitting on the button, take the end away.
Curl off. Curl off. Okay, not bad.
Yeah, that other game, Birchard is kind of beating them themselves. The Kate's team has had them on the run there, and she's come through with 2 fabulous shots, 1 in the 6th and 1 in the 8th, both for 2.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see what her percentages are. Well, all of these kids, the young percentages, they got to be high.
Yeah, we couldn't have gone wrong by televising either game.
No,
they were both been great games. Should mention WCG TV again, the great job they're doing this afternoon, bringing this game to you folks at home.
Daniel Birchard with a quiet tap back here to lay 3. It's by the guard.
And he's going to jam.
Again, another missed opportunity.
Yeah, I'm just thinking he might have been a little bit more weight than he was planning.
Maybe even no, that's good. Yeah.
Matt Dunstone can bury this one. He'll be put a lot of pressure on Daniel Birchard. So as it stands right now, it's Shannon Bouchard 6, Selena Cates 5, playing the 9th. Cates has his last rock, and in this game it is a 5-5 tie, playing the 8th. Matt Dunstone with last rock and drawing on his first one to lay 2. Buried, hopefully.
Line's nice. Room. Lots of room. Yep. Whoa, lots of room. Let it work. Whoa. Close, yeah. Whoa, room. Yeah. Go. Right to it. Go. Go, whoa. Yeah, a little bit deeper. Whoa.
Oh, that's a pretty nice shot.
Buried on the 4-foot, and it also makes it hard to even get to the backstone.
Yeah. Daniel's going to try and freeze to that back one. And he certainly can. I don't know if he can to get shot, but I don't know if he has much outs there, Dave.
I guess he could play the run back. And they're calling for a coach's timeout.
Coach's timeout. This is
he could play the run back on the yellow.
This is a big shot. Misses it though and gives up 3. It's not.
Yeah, on Velcro was low. I don't know if he can, like, well, he wouldn't get shot rock, but he would get solid second. Is there any way Darrell can come off that Yellowstone on the left-hand side of the sheet, but he wouldn't be able to get rid of both the reds? I don't think. And then he could jam the other red on the yellow, I guess.
Certainly doesn't want to give up more than 2.
So as they're looking at the different options, they can either play the freeze to the back 4. They could play the quiet hit, which the crowd all kind of went ooh on when he made that call. Or he could play the raise straight back. That would be a risk and reward one. If you hit it straight back, you could be laying free. What would you play, Darrell?
I don't know. This is a really, really tough shot. I might be tempted to try and play the freeze if I knew you draw weight, but I suppose as long as he gets rid of one of them, it's still only 2.
Maybe he looked over and saw what Shannon did with her rocks. And you sure can play that accurate hit, though. Like, they just take middle of the stone and away they go. We have Jim Renwick, who's been known for the throwing hits like this all day and all night. What do you think, Jim? Raise takeout? We don't even have Kenny Collier to argue with him to get him out of the draw. It's a lot of room. It's close. It's close. It's close.
Oh. That was close.
Gets rid of the 1 stone, and with Dunstone has an opportunity to hit the 8-foot and take his 2. Yeah, that was very close to being a double. Need the draw here more. Yeah.
It was 2 straight back that needed to be further out on a big angle. See, like that other one.
They got young sweepers that are way better than us old guys. We had to let it draw that much more because we wouldn't have caught up to it. Anyways, opportunity here for Matt Dunstone to draw for 2 and take a 2-point lead after 8. Ooh.
Now we can guarantee we're going to see some rocks in the 9th.
Line's good. Yep. You got to go. Line. All you. Yep. Hard. Hard. Never off. Hard. Clean. 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 All you. Yep.
Good shot. Atta boy.
And with that,
okay, let's finish it.
Matt Dunstone draws for 2 here in the 8th end of play, and he takes a 7-5 lead after 8 ends of play here at the Canola Junior Provincial Championship at the Brandon Curling Club.
If an emergency happens in your community, it may take emergency workers some time to reach you. Be prepared to take care of yourself and your family for a minimum of 72 hours. Know the risks. Make a plan. Get a kit. For more information, go to brandon.ca/EPP.
In the market for a new or used vehicle, don't fiddle with the rest. Come see Grant Moffitt for the best product advice, the best service, the best price. See Grant Moffitt at Murray Chevrolet Cadillac for your next vehicle.
We're back. It's the 9th end of play. Provincial Junior Championship at the Brandon Curling Club. Matt Dunstone and his team out of West Kildon have taken a 2-point lead over Daniel Birchard from the Pembina.
Go, full 4, hard!
7-5, playing the 9th. In our ladies' game, Shannon Birchard is leading 6-5, and they are playing the 9th. And they have got lots of rocks in play over there, so we'll keep you updated what's going on there. If you're just joining us, it's the Provincial Junior Curling Championship from the Brandon Curling Club, hosted by Canola and the Canola Growers Association. And it's been a great last 5 or 6 days here at the club. One group of people we haven't had an opportunity, they're going to get this one over the hog line. Just one group that we haven't thanked is the Curl Manitoba event staff. Our head umpires were Rose Neufeld and Derek Papanese. Our supervising umpires were Lynn Coleman and Cale Dunbar. Cole Skinner was the event manager, and the event and program assistant was Melissa Doan. Also, we had the pleasure of having Curl Manitoba President Resby Coutts here with us for the entire week.
Okay, go. Whoa, gotta move a little.
Well, you can see that Daniel Birchard is wanting to get some rocks out front and corner guards. And I think you'll probably see Matt start to peel some of those when he puts them up.
In our ladies final, there's interesting how that one shot has been a bit of a momentum change, because here in the 9th, Selena Cates has got she's looking at 3 yellow stones in the rings. I'm not sure if there's 1 or 2 stones left to come there, but I think 2 for Selena and 1 for Birchard, but definitely been a change in momentum there. Dunstone team here is going to play the peel and get rid of those guards off the front.
Anybody that follows the Canadian juniors, I was checking out there today. It looks like Jamie Sinclair, who represented Ontario last year, finished in 4th. The 7-5 record, is coming back. She's got a new front end, but she still has her 3rd. And another one was playing in a final this afternoon, the same time out in Saskatchewan. Kristen Streifel is in the final this afternoon, and she finished 6th and 6th last year in 6th place. And there's a couple others. In the men's, Stuart Thompson from Nova Scotia, who won the bronze last year, had a 9-3 record. He's on his way back, as is Josh Berry from New Brunswick, and Brady Sharback from Saskatchewan, who finished 4th with a 7-5 record last year. So there are a few teams coming back from last year. Mitch Young is skipping this year, a Yukon team that actually had a great showing last year at 7-5. So there's a few teams coming back, and of course there'll be some new ones there. I'm sure if Shannon holds on here that she'll be certainly a top seed in that one, I would guess.
Again, the Dunstone team just peeling the front off. Again, if you're joining us late, Matt Dunstone is the skip. Colton Laud is the 3rd. Daniel Grant is the 2nd, and Brendan McCouche is the lead of the West Kildonan team. Daniel Birchard from Pembina has Kelly Fordyce playing 3rd, Brody Moore playing 2nd, and Andrew Peck playing lead. In our ladies final, we have Shannon Birchard, Nicole Sigvaldason, Sheena Andres, and Mariah Mondor from the St. Vital. And the other St. Vital team in the final has Selena Cates, Brianne Mueller, Kristen McCouche, and Catherine Dirksen.
Yeah, that was a nice thing about the St. Vital Curling Club. They knew before the game started that they were going to have a provincial champion at the Canadians.
Yeah. Actually, it was interesting as we went through the opening ceremonies that there's such a strong, the Victoria Curling Club in Winnipeg is really producing a lot of good young curlers. There was 3 teams from the Victoria, 4 teams from the Victoria, pardon me, 2 from St. Vital, 1 from the Cinnamon Memorial, and 1 from the Wildwood. We had teams from Minnedosa, Brandon, Gilbert Plains, Doppin, DePaul, Stonewall, and Miami on the ladies' side. On the men's, we had teams from Portage, Springfield, East St. Paul, 2 from Swan River, Carberry, the Cinnamon Memorial, West St. Paul, Deer Lodge, West Kildonan had 2, a team from Petersfield, another team from Portage, Pembina, Wildwood, and the Heather. Just finishing off the 9th end over on our ladies' sheet, and we'll just have to wait to see what happened on that sheet there. Looks like
I know there's a few rocks went flying around, but I'm not sure what happened, Dave.
I heard a dog barking, so it must have been pretty good. So we're down to third stones here already on our men's sheet, and Birchard's guards have been. So it looks like he's just going to start playing, maybe get a roll behind that corner guard. And they're all tied up there, Daryl.
All tied up. So Kate's took one on the 9th, and they're
Kate's
tied.
took one on the 9th, and I think she was looking at 2 or 3. So they're tied up, coming home with Shannon Birchard.
What's the old saying, Dave? The first one to 7 usually wins?
Yeah, it was before they invented free guard zone. Though in that game, yes, the first one to 7. I don't think Daniel Birchard wants you to hear you say that out loud.
Clean, clean, whoa, clean, clean, yep, hard,
Selena Cates, her lead, placed their first guard just nicely over the hog line, so of course it can't be removed. It can be moved around as long as they don't take it out of play.
Daniel Birchard has got 2 options here. He can play the center line, the one that's sitting closer to the center line, tap it back, or he could play hit and roll, or he could just play a quiet tap back on the one behind the corner guard. Looks like he's going to play the hit and roll.
Yeah, they need a good shot here. They're going to be in a situation where they're going to be forced to take one, which is what Matt is probably hoping they have to do. A little bit of trivia, Dave. Do you know the only junior Manitoba junior curler with back-to-back provincial championships, men's or ladies?
The whole team, or just the skip?
Well, the skip.
Oh, I imagine there's more than one.
I couldn't find more than one.
Because there
Did
was
find a
Kaylee
few.
Newfield won it 3 times.
I could find where they'd won it, but there was a year in between.
What, they won Canadians, you're saying, or Manitoba?
No, Manitoba.
Oh no, we've got lots that have won.
Back to back?
Yeah.
Back to back.
Kaylee Newfield won 3 in a row. See this sheet of paper that you have inside your brochure? It has all that information. Brianne Meekin won it 2 years in a row. Caitlin Laws won it 2 years in a row. I think you were reading backwards there, Daryl. Sorry, bud. You can go all the way back to Chris and Kathy Pizzarco. They won it 3 times in a row. Patty Vandy won it 3 times in a row. Okay, you're done on that one, Daryl. Okay, man.
Whoa.
Yeah, because ladies,
Clean
you're
up.
done.
Clean.
I even knew that without looking.
Whoa.
You were just doing that to make me look good, eh, Daryl?
Come on.
Hits and rolls out.
Jeez.
Opportunity for Birchard to.
That just fell off a ridge. Jeez.
Daley Peters won it in 2004 and 2005. Brian Fry won it in 96 and 97. Lyle Hudson won it in 89 and 90. Daryl, you must have been looking at the Canadian Firefighters Association awards or something. Lyle Hudson curled out of rural Manitoba, did he not?
What's that?
What Lyle Hudson curled out of rural Manitoba? Didn't he curl out of Miami or Pilot Mountain again?
Yeah.
I haven't heard much of him in the curling world. Oh yeah, but he on a Valley Road, but he was a rural. Wasn't he from? From where? Oh, Clearwater. Daniel Birchard is playing a quiet tap back on the one on the edge of the 12. Hopefully being able to tap it out and roll behind the corner. Rolling the wrong way. So now Dunstone is going to go around that corner guard. It's interesting how that long corner guard, one of the early rocks in the end, is going to come into play. In our ladies' game, the Birchard team is keeping it fairly clean. They looked like Kate's is laying one at the back of the 12, back of the 8 foot. And there's still lots of rocks in play over there.
I may have misled you, Dave. I think I meant Canadian champions.
I think so too.
Do you know which one it is then?
Brent Bramer.
Pull back in. Lots of line. Switch. Lots of line. Lots of right.
And we even have had some World Junior Championships.
Look, so there.
Juniors, as I recall too, but I'd have to go back and look. I know when young Bill McTavish came to curl at Riverview one year, he was a defending world champion, but I made him play in C group because he didn't cut it for Riverview.
There's a nice come around there by Matt. He's forced Daniel to take his one. So he'll be drawn for one, and there'll be one down coming home.
Last rock here in the 9th end. Daniel Birchard having to hit the 8 foot. And we'll be down to one last end of play. In our ladies' final, we're down to, well, we're still into second stones, and the Birchard team is trying to keep everything fairly clean. Man, they're making some shots over there. Birchard with his last stone. Gotta get it to the 8 foot. Sweepers are pounding it in, and looks like he has his one. Daniel Birchard takes one. So, Matt Dunstone has a 1-point lead with Hammer playing the 10th end here at the Canola Junior Championship on the Brandon Curling Club.
If an emergency happens in your community, it may take emergency workers some time to reach you. Be prepared to take care of yourself and your family for a minimum of 72 hours. Know the risks. Make a plan. Get a kit. For more information, go to brandon.ca/EPP.
Whether you need deadbolts, knob sets, padlocks, safes, or locked yourself out, C&E Locksmiths will come right to your door. For mobile service in Brandon and rural areas, just call C&E Locksmiths 725-0459.
You might have been able to see.
Back here at the Brandon Curling Club, and we're into 10th end action in the feature television game against Daniel Birchard and Matt Dunstone. Birchard just drew for one in the 9th, but does still trail 7-6, playing the 10th. And Dunstone does have last rock.
Now that's the definition of a long guard.
Well, you need a long one and a short one.
A long one and a short one, yeah.
He's got the long one.
Yeah. Our ladies' game is down to getting down into Skip Rocks, so we'll keep you apprised what's going on both sheets. The Dunstone team is playing the tick shot. So try to come across that stone. Ooh, nice shot.
It's a little bit.
Moves it off the off the center line.
Actually, to get back to my earlier question there, Dave, I did mean Canadian champion.
Oh. Yeah.
And it was Caitlin Laws.
Caitlin Laws? Another guard coming up here for the Birchard team. A little bit more weight on this one. You're into third stones, last of the third stones in our ladies' final, and this rock looks like it's hanging out, and there's a miss for the third on the Birchard team.
Ooh.
Big miss, in which, so now Kate's lays 1 and 2 with Skip Rocks left to come. Dunstone on his and our men's game is going to play that.
So that was a very, very costly miss over there for Birchard team.
Whoa, whoa.
I don't know if she's got any more magic left or not. The other side of the button's open.
That's through, that's a lot. That's just right on nose. That was a good attempt.
Attempted pick.
Okay.
So, Birchard has his 2 guards in front. He is 1 down. Calling for his second, Brody Moore. To come down here in a hurry.
Oop. A little deep, maybe. Did dig in.
Into the smudge. Dunstone's not going to try peeling off guards.
His whole plan now is to keep that front open.
Yeah.
That other long guards could still come into play because it's could prevent him from coming in with the in-turn.
Peeling off the guard, and I'm sure Birchard is going to call for the other guard up front. Again, ladies and gentlemen, if there's anybody, we will be having the closing ceremonies immediately after this television broadcast is over. Presenting the hardware to the finalists as well as to the champions.
Looks like Shannon Birchard is contemplating a double run back.
I think she's thinking she should maybe
when
make
you're hot, you're hot.
Yeah. And maybe make it now. Daniel Birchard's second Brody Moore. Just throwing up another guard. You said, Daryl, about the Dunstone team. Of course, Dean Dunstone, quite a competitive curler in the city. And I think
Jimmy
Dunstone, his grandpa. So I got a 1 in 3 chance of making sure I call him Matt. our game, another peel off the front. And in the ladies' game.
Guard peel. I don't think this one's going to work for her.
Takes off the guard.
So,
Selena Cates is down to the last two rocks in our ladies' final. If Selena Cates can put up another guard, it's going to be very difficult for Shannon Birchard.
I don't know if there's. She's got to kind of guard the run back, but is it going to leave a draw to the button? I don't know. If there's room there or not. And in this game, we just it's guard peel.
Yeah, you're right though, Daryl, about that rock, that early guard at the front there. It is going to block off that one side. Selena Cates with her last rock.
To keep peeling, it's interesting to see where Daniel Birchard puts his last rock.
Mm-hmm.
I'm thinking he might bite the forward just off the center line on this side. Selena Cates throwing a guard over on sheet D. A little bit of drama going both ways here. Dunstone with the peel.
Well, down to the final rock of the ladies' final. Shannon Birchard has to draw to the button with her last stone.
Around a short guard that's biting the 8-foot, splitting center. This might have to be just about perfect.
And from our advantage, we will not be able to tell you, except by the roar of the crowd.
And of course, what we say, when you're drawing the button, it's just T-weight with the right ice.
Just wait, Daryl, because my heart's pounding. I can't imagine what their hearts are going through. Dunstone with another peel on that center line guard.
Okay. Here comes the last rock, folks, on TV for the Manitoba Junior Women's Provincial Championship here. The weight's close. It's all to do with the. She gets it by. Oh my God! I think she made it. Oh, is that close? Is that close? Did they oversweep that? Oh, I think Birchard thinks they have it. Just the way her third's looking. You can always tell, eh, Raz? You can always tell which third looks most confident. They don't look at the rocks, they look at the other third. Gonna do a little measurement. Well, that is unbelievable. If this.
Okay, just don't kick a rock or so. Oof. I had visions of Horace Melnichuk there running through my head for a second.
If Birchard wins this, that's 3 fabulous shots on 6, 8, and 10. Unbelievable.
Yeah, Rose. Yeah. Hopefully she's got that good, the good measuring stick. Oh, wouldn't that?
Timeout going here on our sheet. Trying to figure out where Daniel wants to put his first one. I think I would still go out front.
I think I'd put another guard up front, yeah. One more guard anyways.
I'm just doing the measurement over here now. All the pressure's on the judge right now.
Yellow.
Oh, it is. That is unbelievable. Unbelievable. I'll talk about 3 fabulous shots. 6, 8, and 10. Shannon Birchard pulled it out each time.
Just goes to show you how good that front end is. Hey, Daryl. They can sweep. That was a fantastic shot by Shannon Birchard, their team of Nicole Sigvaldsson, Shayna Andres, and Mariah Mondor are our women's provincial championship. She had to draw virtually to the lid to win the game.
Unbelievable. She'd been throwing so many hits.
Yeah. In our game, back to the men. Another Birchard sitting in the hack. And he is laying currently shot rock at the back of the 4. He's 1 down without last rock here in the 10th.
Birchard just throwing another short guard. Mission accomplished. Well, we got another peel, and then it's where do we put the last one? Well, that's a kind of a game where for Selena Cates, she would just say, what else could we have done?
Matt Dunstone with a peel on the front. So, now where does Daniel Birchard put his last rock? On that side, Daniel Birchard with his last stone, Matt Dunstone with his last rock to come. Looks like Birchard is throwing a draw to the rings.
Yeah, he just looks like he just wants it 12. I'd be tempted to go top, just bite the 4, just off the center line on this side. Make him look at a couple of different things. This one is he puts it dead in front. It's just a straight. He's going to have to play the run back. He can't lose. He can tie. It's falling down now. It's coming down. It's coming down. Whoa. He certainly doesn't want to be too far.
Ooh, fudged a little. Well, Matt Dunstone has to draw the 4-foot for the win. Play the double for the win. Worst case scenario, hit and roll out for the tie.
Well, folks, I don't know if you could have had much. 2 better finals. Unbelievable shot making on both games.
Last rock here in the men's final of the Canola Growers Provincial Championship. Our ladies champion has been already crowned. Shannon Birchard, Nicole Sigvaldsson, Shayna Andres, and Mariah Mondor from St. Vital. Matt Dunstone playing the double for the win.
No.
Curl!
Well. Ooh.
A collective sigh.
Extra
and Dunstone gives up a steal of 1. And they are tied 7-7 after 10 ends of play. We're going into extra ends here in the men's championship final.
Locked out? C&E Locksmiths is your key to service. They offer emergency and mobile service. Just call 725-0459 or 725-0464. Serving rural Manitoba, C&E Locksmiths is located at 636 10th Street in Brandon.
If an emergency happens in your community, it may take emergency workers some time to reach you. Be prepared to take care of yourself and your family for a minimum of 72 hours. Know the risks. Make a plan. Get a kit. For more information, go to brandon.ca/EPP.
Whether you need deadbolts, knob sets, padlocks, safes, or locked yourself out, C&E Locksmiths will come right to your door. For mobile service in Brandon and rural areas, just call C&E Locksmiths, 725-0459.
In the market for a new or used vehicle? Don't fiddle with the rest. Come see Grant Moffat for the best. The best product advice, the best service, the best price. See Grant Moffat at Murray Chevrolet Cadillac for your next vehicle. In the market for a new or used vehicle? Don't fiddle with the rest. Come see Grant Moffat for the best. The best product advice, the best service, the best price. See Grant Moffat at Murray Chevrolet Cadillac for your next vehicle.
You're gonna hit on me with a baby? What's wrong with you?
No. Hey, I'm a free agent. I'm not married.
I really like this girl. So do I.
I think I'm going to hell.
We have a right to fight for our country, same as every other American.
Right like that.
Order now and get 50% off your first 6 months.
And we're back. 11th end of play here in the provincial championship. It's tied 7-7. Daniel Birchard with his lead. Andrew Peck has just thrown a centerline guard, and Matt Dunstone is calling for one in the rings. Dunstone played the hit with his last rock in the 10th. Just took one stone off, leaving Birchard with the steal. In our ladies' final, Shannon Birchard, Nicole Sigvaldson, Shayna Andres, and Mariah Mondor from the St. Vital Curling Club, with a draw to the button on her very last rock, defeated Selena Cates, Brianne Mueller, Kristen McCouche, and Catherine Dirksen.
That was there was 3 unbelievable shots there, Dave. Shannon in the 6th that came through a hole, made a raise for on her own to get 2.
Oh yes, a draw to the button with a measure.
8th in, she made about a 16-foot angle raise takeout onto her own, onto the red one for 2, and draws the button on the 10th. Unbelievable. Great shots.
So Shannon Birchard and Mariah Mondor was on her team from last year. So they were the defending provincial champions, the 2 of them. And so those 2 will get to go back to the championship again.
And they'll be wanting to avenge that silver medal. They'll want the gold this time.
Selena Cates actually played 3rd for Shannon last year, and unfortunately she came. Actually, Selena and Kristen McCouche, the team actually split into 2, and they're both here in the final, so shows of the caliber of the curling that they had there. In our game, the 2 Yellowstones are up front. Dunstone is calling for another rock into the rings.
Man, that was some great sweeping to get that rock by there.
Yeah, I thought that was.
Give him full marks. I'm getting nervous up here myself, Dave.
I'm kind of glad I woke up in time to come to watch the game. Though I wonder about that tonight, about 4 o'clock in the morning, working the night shift. How happy I'll be about that. Beautiful shot here by the Birchard team, drawing into The 4-foot, 4-shot rock. Dunstone starting to play some clean up the front.
Yeah, he'll be wanting to get that front open now.
Yep.
That's a great draw.
Hard. Right up. Hard. Please.
So Matt Dunstone again will be trying to keep it open to give himself something on his last rock. Birchard throwing up another guard.
His second, Brody Moore.
Probably didn't want it quite so close.
Matt Dunstone with the peel.
I'd be tempted to play that short one, eh?
Yeah, I think so too.
Play that short yellow onto the red. It's going right onto that back yellow.
This could, he hits it on the inside, could pick that red off of there.
Whoa, off. Right off. Okay,
he's
good.
Not narrow.
You're up, Colton.
Well, Daniel Birchard to be still throwing up the guards.
Kelly Fordyce. Must be Kelly Fordyce's brother behind us. How much looks like this? His twin back there behind us. Nice guard.
Maybe a little further than he maybe wanted to be.
It's interesting that Dunstone likes taking these ones off to the side again. Bit of discussion on whether you take that.
They're close enough now. He's
right-hand
got a
side.
good chance to get the two of them, I guess. Certainly hoping that there's nothing left out front when he's done.
Whoa. Off. Yep. Yep. Hard. Hard. Good.
Takes off a few guards, and with that, Birchard still lays shot.
Dave, do you know the last time that the junior men won a Canadian title? Manitoba.
I'm not sure, Daryl, but I'm pretty sure you would have researched it before you asked me that question. So I'm just going to leave that for you to tell us. I won one. I will walk away with a victory.
Yeah, I know, but just one slip of the word.
Yeah. No, who?
David Hamlin.
Oh, yeah.
2002.
And he... Yes, that's right, too. 2002, wow.
Okay, third. Third.
So I think we're due for another Canadian champion, and then one of these two teams could easily do that.
One of these three teams. Still two of the men's are still in contention. Both of them are good players, too. So, yeah, it's, again, good gentlemen on and off the ice.
Jeez.
Ooh.
Ooh, interesting.
Now it's a yellow one in front. Well, that makes it interesting. Daniel Birchard going again to the guard on the center line.
So Daniel Birchard is got shot rock. Third stone just biting the 12, guarding it, throwing up another guard.
Long way. It looks like a long way out there, but we know it'll finish. But it looks like it's might be a lot deeper than he wants to be.
Well, I'm sure Dunstone's going to try to run them both. Would you ever be tempted, Daryl, for Dunstone to throw a draw now? Hasn't thrown one for a while.
Yeah, if you make it, it's...
Come around with an out turn.
If you don't make it, you're in trouble, but if you make it, it's... You might not have it next time.
An out turn draw to the button right now, freeze onto those two at the back, and then what would Birchard do?
Matt Dunstone will be trying to run the, well, 2 for sure, and he's probably hoping he runs all 3.
Yeah.
Whoa! Yeah! Hard! 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 Hard roll. Go, go, go.
Ooh.
Jeez.
No, he saw the number draw from this side that we just called. Do you guard here, Daryl? Do you tap that yellow stone back to lay 2? Or do you say, I'll guard it and you make a tough shot raise to the button?
You know he's going to probably play this angle run back. If you just guard, and he doesn't have to hit it perfect. Do they have another timeout?
I don't know if they get timeouts.
They get 1 timeout in the extra end, don't they? If he doesn't guard that yellow one, they're going to run that back.
Well,
and on the other hand, they're going to probably run this red one back.
Can you play an out turn draw around that red stone that he just threw and cut off the raise?
No, I don't think so.
No, not enough ice.
Because it's hard to cut that angle off. Yeah, if you could put it right about where he was holding his broom there. Yeah.
Corner freeze on the yellow. That way it gets rid of the raise.
Yeah, because then he can't hit it dead on the stone, and he can't raise this one back.
Just don't open it up. That's the one thing you cannot afford to do. Well, they're going to have to make a decision here because they're down to 2 minutes of thinking time.
Hard to know. It's hard to take everything away, but
yeah, I think you have to leave them with the hardest shot. Looks like they're playing another guard.
If you could just, even maybe if you just bump that yellow one.
Yeah.
6 inches, he takes this angle away, doesn't he?
The thing is, you don't want to move that yellow stone up. Like, Vinny, you got to come to the inside of it, right?
Last thing you want to do is open it up.
If you come to the inside of it and leave about this big a space. No, he's not coming. He's just playing it straight.
Is he trying to come around that?
The address is just. No, he just played the straight guard.
Bump it. Oh, if they'd have bumped that. If they'd have bumped that, he'd have had nothing, eh?
Yeah, they sweep. Yeah, well, the only thing is, I guess you could have opened it up the other way.
But now hasn't he set that up? Hey? Don't think so? Almost. He hits that on the nose. Is he going to take that double?
On the yellows, you're saying? Just hit the yellows. As opposed to hitting the red into the pocket. So different, they're looking at different opportunities here. They're either going to play the red.
They just swept that earlier and just bumped that with a little bit of an angle. I don't think he'd have had a shot.
No, because that's going to drag it and make it thinner. Hit it thinner. Right on nose, don't we make it perfect? Yeah, it is.
Well, he's looking at a quiet. Can he play a quiet tap back come around?
Just off nose on the outside.
Like, is there enough of that yellow rock out? Oh, that'd be pretty tough. Well, he just has to move it 3 feet.
Yeah. Just off nose on the inside. Or on the left side. Just off nose on the left side.
Hey?
Still right here.
He's playing it.
Well, see, it's hard because I don't know if they're exactly. I'm not sure he shouldn't hit it a bit on the other side.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we're down to the final rock here of the men's championship, the junior men's championship, Canola Juniors, the Brandon Curling Club. Matt Dunstone is throwing his last rock. He has to take a Daniel Birchard team off of the 4-foot for the win. And we shoved it.
Oh, it's a blank. Ha ha ha. Yeah. Well, ladies and gentlemen.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, we've had one of these games earlier in the week, and we have another one. There's nothing left in those rings. It's going into the 12th. Dunstone retains last rock. And
okay. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we're just waiting here to start the second extra end of this game, and we'll go to a brief commercial break.
If an emergency happens in your community, it may take emergency workers some time to reach you. Be prepared to take care of yourself and your family for a minimum of 72 hours. Know the risks. Make a plan. Get a kit. For more information, go to brandon.ca/EPP.
In the market for a new or used vehicle, don't fiddle with the rest. Come see Grant Moffitt for the best product advice, the best service, the best price. See Grant Moffitt at Murray Chevrolet Cadillac for your next vehicle.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Brandon Curling Club, and we're into the junior men's final here at the Manitoba Canola Growers. And interesting 11th end, extra end. Matt Dunstone played a raise on 2 rocks frozen in front, and instead of just peeling out the shot rock, he peeled out everything, and thus we have another extra end. This is our second 12-end game in this competition. Happened earlier on in the ladies' competition. So Dunstone does have the hammer still as a result of that blank. So we've got Birchard wanting to throw guards, and Dunstone will be wanting to clear them off later.
Birchard with the long guard. Dunstone, instead of playing the pick in this end, is actually playing a draw. That rock might be an advantage for Birchard. They're sitting where it is. Interesting with those, the last rock of Birchard's, if his Yellowstone leaves a bit of a gap between those two Yellowstones, you don't get that action that you do. Or if he comes across it a bit. I really thought that they were going to play the red angle into the pocket, but they never even looked at that. So.
He's going to have his 2 guards in here. So that'll be
well, and that other guard, that other red stone is actually going to play into his, going to act almost like a 3rd guard.
So Andrew Preck has mission accomplished. Got those 2 guards out front. And Dunstone's going to play to try and get a nice shot in right on top of either top of the 4 or top of the 8.
Red lays 2, and looks like Birchard is going to probably use all 4 of those stones to his advantage and draw one into the 4 foot. This is a big shot here for the Birchard team. This could be set up the whole end here. He's by the 2, and it's just going to finish.
Oh, it's going to be way too deep.
And it's going to be too deep.
Yeah. It might be shot, but it's at the back of the house, so it shouldn't really come into play that much.
Other than it could play a catcher later on. Dunstone has a lot of rocks though to get off the front here, Darryl.
Well, that's the nice thing about your lead throwing that long center guard. It's tough to peel a couple and roll out too. So they'll be doing one at a time and try and get them closer.
So imagine Birchard will try to follow that last stone of his down and get a better shot rock in the rings.
I'm not sure he'll do that, or he might go with another long guard. I think he'll go with the long guard. Brody Moore with his second rock. Going to throw the long guard.
And
Nice
again,
spot.
nice shooting by the
Nicely done.
front end of. Actually, been a well played game by both teams.
Clean. Yep. Hard. Hard. Clean. Good.
Dunstone with the peel.
We're down to thirds of rocks here now in the second extra end. Kelly Fordyce will be asked to throw another long center line guard.
In turn for the left-hander.
The ladies team has been off for a while now. They'll be anxious to get out and get those
bison on their back.
On their back.
Well, it's a long delay for the winners, but it's an extremely long delay for the finals. They must be. Well, they would, like you say though. Sometimes you just got to tip your hat to the competition because unbelievable shots.
Clean. Clean. Good boy.
Who called the timeout? Birchard's team?
I guess so. I guess you get two timeouts.
I think I'd, I don't know. I think I'd still throw another guard out there.
My last day I worked, Jim, before vacation, and one of the big machines is down, so of course I should actually be paying attention to work.
So the Birchard team has called a timeout. I think they're trying to decide whether to come around those three rocks that are there now or to whether to throw another guard. Probably not knowing whether Dunstone is going to keep peeling or maybe he'll just decide it's time for him to get in there first.
What would you play, Daryl?
Well, you know, I don't either. Like either shot's not a bad shot. You put this one in where you want, you're in pretty good shape.
Yeah. Yeah, I like this because they're going to peel anyways. Kelly Fordyce.
In-turn draw, trying to come in top 4 foot, fully buried. Looks like he had lots of weight on it, Dave.
Yeah.
Well, we're watching it pretty close. It's coming now. It's all. You're probably worried about the guard to start with. That's a pretty
pretty darn good
pretty decent shot.
Pretty decent shot. A very appreciative crowd here at the Brandon Curling Club. Dunstone team playing the peel. By the way, knowing, see, Daryl, there's only 5 rocks in play. Might not lose a shooter, but everything else might go. Colton Lott.
It's a nice one to have over there, maybe.
Down to the skip stones here in the 12th end. Yes, the 12th end. Daniel Birchard calling for a centerline guard. Or a guard of the one on the forefooot, I should say. Probably guarding a little of each.
A little of each, I would think.
By this time, we can say everything like that.
Yeah, he doesn't have the luxury of just throwing a guard. It's got to be in a good spot.
Yeah. That red rock that ended up on the side there could still come into play as well. Be interesting to know if yellow is second.
Yeah, I'm kind of thinking maybe it might be, but yeah.
Yeah.
Our spotter. Jim Renwick has
our
assured us that this is
computer
true.
Guru. You're welcome. You're welcome.
Too far off a center, and he leaves that run back on that top one, and guards the center one too much, and he leaves the other one exposed. So they'll need to get this just the right spot.
He's not short. Not bad.
He's left that run back. Makes it right. He'll be. Trouble is, to make it, he has to roll off to the side a bit to make it perfect.
And then do you just, I think Birchard must be already thinking he just threw that last guard up, he'll be looking and drawing.
How much do you want to bet that Dunstone hope he has a hit on his last one, not a draw?
Yeah.
He hasn't been throwing any draws. So.
There's more timeouts here than more timeouts than a basketball game here.
Well, it's a big shot.
If you're wondering, folks, the new rules are that's where the coaches have to stand is outside of the hog line area. There's a specific square that they have to stand in.
Either outside the hog line or behind the back line.
Yeah.
Whichever they choose. Going to have to get like a baseball and have a batter's box drawn out so you know where to stand. I think he's got to play the run back. Maybe it's a matter of what kind of weight he wants to play with it.
I got no more timeouts.
You got to get that rock out of there, I think.
Now, I think if you throw this now and don't make it good, like what are our other options here, right?
We can also slash the 1 too.
Yeah, we have that 1 too. So.
Or you can even just go tick bang. Double,
yeah,
right?
well, that was tougher.
Okay.
Yep. Peel.
They do have 1 minute to confer with the coach. That clock doesn't start until the coach actually starts to speak to one of the players. That's why you quite often you'll see the players move away together so that the coach gets there at them all at the same time. It's amazing when you're coaching how fast a minute goes by. It's interesting.
He's playing the center line guard.
I don't know if he's playing the run back or what's he playing.
Well, if anything, he's given Birchard a chance to make a better guard.
It's not hitting, is it? Hey?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then he leaves him the whole 4 for the draw to. and all of the button.
Well,
which he hasn't thrown a draw for quite a while, eh?
Well,
I remember the last time he's thrown a draw.
Birchard, she didn't have much of the button to look at.
No, that's true. So what's your prediction? Another draw to the button measurement for the win?
Well, if he hits this the way he wants, I think
that's all it.
He's going to have to draw.
So we're down to our last 2 stones here
Now,
in
if
the
he
12th
hits it,
end.
if he hits it this side too much and takes his back one off, then you might see another double run.
And yeah, and then that red one on the side. Daniel Birchard with his last stone.
You just always hate when you got to steal. You always hate hitting. Oh.
Here we are, folks. We're down to the 12th end, the last draw, the men's provincial junior championship. A draw 2. You pretty well got to be touching the button for the win. Matt Dunstone, Colton Lott, Daniel Grant, and Brendan McCouche. Matt hasn't thrown a draw for a few ends.
Yeah. I always like to see them just take a little bit more time to think about it. Well, this would be amazing. We got two finals, and it comes down to a button draw in both finals.
Here's the lower rock. It's released.
Cover the pin.
Sweepers are on it already.
D-line. Got a curl. All you. All you. Right
Got to
here.
move. Far off.
Yep. Hard. Go. Hard. Go. Help, Colton. Help. Go, go, go. Go, boys. Go, go, go. Go, go, go. Hard. Hard. Go, go, go. Go, go, go.
He's done it. He's done it. He's done it. Fabulous game, ladies and gentlemen. We've seen 2 super games by 4 junior teams.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to let Daryl Andrews finish off. I've got to go do the opening or closing ceremonies. Thanks again.
Well, folks, that was a fantastic afternoon of curling. The ladies came down to a 6-6 tie on the 10th. Shannon Birchard drew the button. The men ended up going 2 extra ends. And Matt Dunstone also drew the button with a 7-7 tie to win 8-7. This is the Manitoba Canola Growers Junior Men's and Women's Provincial Championship. Once again, the winner for the ladies, Shannon Birchard, and for the men, Matt Dunstone. For Dave Kowal and all the crew here at Westman, thanks for joining us today, and see you at a curling rink real soon. I can talk if you'd like me to. Ladies and gentlemen, the Westman Communication Group is going to televise the presentations here, so if you want to stay on the channel and watch all the festivities.
Ladies and gentlemen, a round of applause for two fantastic curling finals. They used to play 12-inch games when Resby was a junior, and we've seen two of them already in this Montreal, and it was fantastic. A draw to putt to win is absolutely fantastic the way to win your province. I'd like to call on the Canola Growers representative, Leanne Campbell, to say a few words.
Hi, everybody. I am extremely proud to be here on behalf of my board of directors for Manitoba Canola Growers. We represent about 9,000 canola growers across Manitoba. I've had a great time these past 5 days, watching some fantastic curling, including these last 2 weeks. And the canola growers could not be more proud to have our name on this fantastic event. I want to send a special thank you to the Brandon Curling Club and especially to Jocelyn and Sharon, the co-chairs of the event. It is them and the dedicated volunteers, including the ice crew and the staff of Curl Manitoba, their hard work and their attention to every single detail that makes an event like this go off so well. A big thank you to the fans for welcoming me behind the glass to watch with you for the last little bit. I can feel your pride in your players as you're watching every game, and I thank you for not only being here this weekend, but for the season ahead to get them here. Curlers are truly blessed to have such wonderful fans in your corner. Finally, a big congratulations to the curlers. Fantastic curling, and I know that we will be represented well at Nationals, and I will be watching and cheering for you.
And ladies and gentlemen, I'll now just call on Jocelyn Beaver to give her remarks from the volunteer committee.
Hello everyone. I'd like to thank our local sponsor, UCT, a longtime supporter of junior curling in the Brandon Curling Club, as well as our wonderful event sponsor, Manitoba Canola Growers. I also would like to acknowledge our dedicated crew of volunteers. Once again, you've done the club proud. Congratulations to all 4 teams. You've provided us with some great entertainment this weekend and some superb shot making. And best of luck to Team Birchard and Team Dunstone at Fort McMurray. We'll be watching and cheering you on.
We will be presenting to the finalists first, and we will of course do ladies first, so we'll get Resby and Leanne to present. I got too many pieces of paper here. To the finalists of the ladies, Selena Cates, Brianna Gilmer, Kristen McCooch, Catherine Harrison, their coach Tom Klassen. These are keeper trophies for the finalists. And to the finalists from the women's side, from the Pembina Curling Club, Skip Daniel Birchard, the third Kelly Forlex, the second Roman Moore, the lead Andrew Peck, and their coach, Greg Williams. And now, your provincial champions. And in curling world, they say it's not over till the license on your back. So, the winner of the ladies championship for the St. Michel Curling Club, Shannon Birchard. Nicola Singh-Olsen. Sheena Andre
seniors,